continues.
Welcome to the Swine Brothers Show, episode 149 for May the 23rd. There's the 24th, actually. They are 2018. You can contact us at Cosmicgodsdie@gmail.com. Facebook is Swine Brothers and Twitter SwineBros666. I am your ever annoying host, Elliot Lindemood. My two even more annoying co-hosts are...
I am the Jim. I shit on dreams.
And Danimond, of course.
I was preoccupied for a minute. I thought he said I shit on trains.
I do that too. I mean, the thing everyone loves doing with the one video game I'm playing now is getting the martial artist to turn around and suplex a train. Just pick it up, go, ah, bam! And
I remember that.
Train.
Yeah, that's fun.
I've since we last left you, I can't remember when that was. I've been on a mini vacation to Sacramento, California for a AMA flat track race, and Jim did a 2-minute video.
Yeah. You gotta mock these damn shooters if you actually want them to stop. Otherwise, they'll keep thinking it's cool.
On it, I haven't really paid attention to it because I was like not there when it happened. So
yeah, I know.
I didn't even know anything about it until I saw the YouTube notification.
Yay! You're learning from us.
I don't pay attention to the news half the time. That's it. I try, but there's just too much.
I just happened to be everywhere whenever I was trying to look up some shit.
Yeah. It was like that Alfie
I
Evans
got done watching the Let's Play video of some guy do some Mega Man fan game, which is like, let's make a level, and then like you go through all the tards and trolls. Oh god, there was this one person that was like, I am an artiste. No, you're not.
Fuck even uses that word anymore.
And you couldn't even get the whole entire idea behind non-Euclidean geometry.
So I mean, I knew that it had happened. I didn't know if the guy had survived or died or why. So that's why I don't know what his motivation was or anything.
I wanted to commit suicide, but I'm too much of a coward too. So I let the police take me.
Although that is, yeah. Although that can be done epically, but still.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, let's start this thing. What dost thou have for tonight's clown show, or whatever the fuck Cobb said?
As soon as this thing decides to agree with me, there we go. A new law could send parents to jail if their kids bully other children.
Okay, so I remember reading about this was proposed in the 90s, this law that I'm talking about, which was punishing the parents if the kids misbehaved. And all I could think was, do you know how many times I would have misbehaved and let myself get caught if that was a law? I would just, there would be no end to it.
Yeah, because I'm a dumb kid. No, I'm going to show my parents.
Well, yeah, and I hate my parents to this day. But hey.
You know, that's exactly what I'm saying now.
Right, so let us read.
Almost everyone has a story about their experiences with bullies from back when they were in school. Whether they wore one, dealt with one, or watched one wreak havoc on the playground. I had baseball bats taken to my head while my high school principal watched on, waiting for me to lift a finger to defend myself. How about you?
I was the satanic, weird, blind kid who liked odd music and dressed funny.
Yay.
I think I mostly just spent the time staying away from everybody because fuck them.
Let's see what his head looks like in a brick wall.
See, that was the best option. Just fuck everyone. Go off in your own La La Land. And
I learned to love the bookmobile, and I started reading about Greek gods. And I said, you know what? These guys know where it's at. I'm just going to say, fuck you all and do my own thing.
Well, yeah, why do you think I didn't have friends until high school? Because I was like,
I didn't either.
people, it's funny because now, like back in the day, that you just be considered a loner. Nowadays, people are so touchy-feely that they're, why aren't you making friends, Elliot? You need to make friends, and we're going to put you in a special class where you can make friends. It's like, because I don't want to make friends. I don't like these people.
Because when you don't socialize, people think it's weird.
Yeah, right. And all I wanted to do was, do my school stuff, go home, watch racing, but finally, I did make friends on my own terms.
Unfortunately for young kids today, many schools and parents have become aware of bullying and taken a much stricter stance on it. Good. Never teach the children to stand up for themselves. Teach them to live in terror every day of their lives. Teach them never to stand up for themselves.
And then if you are taught to stand up for yourself, you're child abuse or something.
Yeah,
Or a bully enabler or something.
Yeah, stand up for your fucking self. This is horrid. And what about the new age of bullies that are called cry bullies? You don't even have to do anything. They just get six of their friends to line up and say, yep, that person said that shit. Oh, now you're going into detention because you did absolutely nothing, but they didn't like you, so they said you did.
Yeah, they try to do that to me. The only good part is some people saw through it and was like, wait, he couldn't have said that. He didn't say anything the whole time.
Yeah, exactly. Taking it too far. But has one town gone too far? I think everyone that has all this anti-bullying shit's gone too far. You're teaching.
My favorite type of bullying is cyberbullying.
Yeah, someone
like, every time we're in a show with you, right? Because every time we're on a show with you, we always pick on you. So technically, we're cyberbullying you right now.
And every time I'm in a show with Jim, I make fun of him, so I'm cyberbullying him.
We're cyberbullying each other because everyone's a cunt.
And I will continue making fun of Jim when we meet.
Because I sit here and I share the most disgusting details of our bedroom life, right, Danamund?
Yes, and I listen to it.
And disgusting.
And I listen to it and go, why am I listening to this?
Because Jim volunteered it and he's too fascinating not to. Also, it's blackmail for the future, so there's always that.
It's like a car crash. It's disgusting, but you can't look away.
Exactly.
Oh, God.
You don't expect Jim to start talking about his second head. He never does that, right?
It's funny, you get people that write these articles saying, oh my God, everyone's such a pussy. They can't take differing opinions. They won't let us cover the articles we want to cover because it's this, that, or the other thing. Yeah, it's the fact that you're taking this bullying issue way too seriously instead of letting kids duke it out on the school field. Even if you lose the fight, just taking a swing at the bully usually makes them stop. If you do this, all they're going to do is find new ways to do it. Like I detailed before, they're just going to start tattling on you for things that you never did. North Tonawanda, a town located in western New York. Oh, that explains everything. If it's not New York, it's California.
Or sometimes Pennsylvania.
Instated a new rule on October 1st that allows parents to be fined $250 or be sentenced to 15 days in jail if their child violates city laws 2 or more times within a 90-day span. Violating city laws is different than bullying.
So little Tommy, well, I'm sure bullying is in the city laws thing, and that's their point. So little Tommy goes, you know what? I need a little bit of vacation from mommy and daddy.
Exactly. I'd be out, dude. Shit. I used to pitch a tent out in the back of either my yard or Jeff's yard, and we would have a quote unquote sleepover, which was us drinking as much caffeine as we could to stay up all night long and roam the streets past midnight, seeing what the hell was going on.
Oh. Yes.
And I know we broke laws, not just the curfew law, because the one time we had to sleep over, he had stolen some bottle rockets off his parents. So Jeff and I had the brilliant idea to start launching these things at random objects. We lived right, right along the fucking one of the main highways through town. And we waited for a car to go, see headlights way in the distance, Then we light one, have it go towards the car as it's coming, and then run off in some bushes or some shit and try to hide. And you hear the pop. Oh, what the fuck? And then we went up past the one factory on the other side of town, lit one, and shot it. And we were just trying to aim for the building, but our shot was real lucky because it actually went inside an open window, went pop right behind a fucking security guard. And you see the security guard turn around with what looked like it could have been a gun, it could have been a taser, we don't know. And it's going on, who's there? We hear him streak that through the window, like we're like, let's get the fuck out of here.
You know, and if people wonder why, I want you to write a book.
Yes, that's exactly why you should write a book.
Oh, God.
How to Live.
I was thinking about calling it Memoirs of a Satanic Baby Killer.
There you go.
Except you're not actually satanic, motherfucker.
And I never killed a baby.
No, but he had the nickname, and the nickname is what made him him, so...
No, but that was the
whole
joke.
thing is, I could sit there and put on the back of the book saying, you know, the 1980s satanic ritual abuse scare was a wonderful time. And just build off that and then just say, see what happened before and after to one person, then ask yourself, did society create them? But then I shared with Elliot what I said in the beginning of the book, and I said I'm responsible for all my everything I did, whether it's through my actions or inaction. Yes. Ergo, no, society didn't create me. I created myself. Society didn't help, but it also didn't create. I created me.
But that was the joke, Dan on Rose. But he's not satanic. ... I didn't hear he's not a baby killer.
We're still waiting on that one. I kind of need proof.
City laws include rules against breaking curfew and bullying, which means, you guessed it, parents in North Tonawanda can now go to jail for their kids' cruel behavior in school.
You know, that's the one good thing about being an adult. No curfew.
I didn't even care about the curfew when I was a kid.
Well, I didn't.
I was more concerned with my parents bitching me out.
See, I didn't care, but I was with other people who did. Oh my God, we have to be back home before.
Yeah, no. See, when you're a kid, you don't fear Johnny Law because you literally don't care about them. But when your parents catch you, that's a bigger issue.
Well, no,
I'd rather go to jail than have my parents catch me.
I didn't care. Yeah. Other people did care and were freaking out about it. I was like, okay, well, we get in trouble. Big deal. Come on, we got to go home. Fuck off. So yeah,
like whenever I got busted for breaking the windows in that one warehouse. I mean, the whole entire, like 98% of the warehouse was abandoned. So, you know, and everyone was throwing rocks at it. It was what all kids did. So, like, we broke a few windows, and then we broke one window and found out that it wasn't completely unoccupied. And there was, like, this little wood shop in there. But at the time, you're just a kid. You're like, oh, wow, look at all these tools and shit. So we went in and started checking it out. We didn't destroy anything. We're just looking around. And then the guy came up who actually owned that, opened the doors like, what the fuck? And we tried darting off, but, you know, neither of us made it. And the cops showed up. And I was like, can I just spend the night in jail so you don't tell my parents? No. I tried to go to jail instead of them telling my parents what I did.
Yes. And that is... see, okay, look. If you think you should write a book, comment section.
Yay.
He needs a lot of encouragement. He also needs somebody to stand behind him and hit him with a switch every time he thinks about something else.
Yes, right.
Trust me on this. He needs somebody back there hitting his ass.
Well,
although,
yeah.
Downside, he might actually start to like that after a time. So,
because it's then
be creative.
Then we start with the electrified shit.
Dun, 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 dun,
Final Fantasy.
Back to work.
Final Fantasy.
City officials said the law was specifically designed to help reduce rates of bullying in town after a bullied child's mom started pushing for change. Well, there's the problem right there. The bullied child's mom is the problem.
You got
She apparently is one of those polite society types that thinks her child never does any wrong, and her kid's probably a little bastard that thinks the same way.
My dad
Tries
went.
to bully others, but then someone fought back, and then he went home and cried and said he was bullied.
Or
Yep.
well, okay, well, even if he was innocent, it's still just tell your kid, look, defend yourself. Don't be a wet fucking doormat. Defend yourself, and
Even if you lose, they usually stop caring about you after that, which is all you want, right?
yes. But my dad was a teacher for I think a year or two, and he was shocked by how many people, my little Billy couldn't do this. He's a good little boy.
Yeah.
I was just talking about that with my husband. I was just like, you know how many kids actually do that and their parents totally believe them because they can't do any wrong? They're fucking spoiled brats.
Well, I was talking to one of my old teachers, which I was like mortal enemies with. And now that I'm not in school, it doesn't matter anymore. Now we were talking about like, the good thing, at least my parents always knew that, sometimes maybe what the teacher said was right. I mean, it was annoying for me because I usually got, punished for it, but it was like, damn it. They didn't buy the whole, I'm a nice kid type thing. They do now though, weirdly enough. Now that I'm, complete asshole.
Well, of course, you should absolutely use that power for evil.
Well, duh.
There's no other choice.
Well, I mean, that's the thing. Like, I now balk at the whole blind kid thing. But back in the day, I used to use my blind powers for evil.
There you go.
No, I didn't do it. I'm blind. It must have been the other kid.
We hope to never need to use this law, but it's there in extreme cases. Greg Wojtyla. I'm not really screwing that up. Superintendent of North Towanda's City School District told ABC News.
You're gonna have to, if you don't want to use it unless it's extreme cases, you have to write it really airtight and really clarify it because somebody will invoke it, even if it's like 3 minor littering laws or whatever. You broke 3 littering laws, your parents are going to jail for 2 weeks. What?
All right.
Cool.
That's exactly why I shit on the neighbor's lawn every morning.
Oh, that's why it's good fertilizer. Actually, human shit is horrible fertilizer.
Yeah, it is. But the fun part is whenever Timmy finds out all I need is 3 of my friends to keep bitching about this person, and then their parents go away and we destroy their home.
Oh my God. What happened to my house?
See, while their parents are gone, someone else is going to have to watch the kid for those damn 2 weeks. Or you could bankrupt the family if they keep opting for the fine because someone's got to be at home and no one's going to be. That'd be great, wouldn't it?
Well, if you look at this law in a money standpoint, not only are they putting people in jail, which costs more money on the taxpayers for reasons that are completely stupid, they're putting people in jail who've never been in jail before, who don't even know what the fuck to do when they get to jail, and you're also putting the whole strain on the welfare system, because if both parents are at the same time charged, and I assume that's how this works, then both parents are getting accused of bullying, both parents are going to jail. Who the fuck are taking those kids in?
Me.
I'll teach them such wonderful sights.
Me.
They're either going to the foster system or they're going to go to a family member. That family member might not be somebody that those people want them to go to. It might actually be why the problem is worse.
And you're going to your creepy
uncle. Send them to the creepy pedophile uncle.
Yes.
That's where they're going.
Named, never mind.
So, I'm just sitting here thinking, how is this supposed to make it better? If they're removing the people who are trying to parent their kids, it might not be the greatest of parents. Hell, I'm not even an okay parent half the time. I'll admit, sometimes I'm just flat out bad. But I do have my moments, and my kids love me, so I guess I'm doing okay somehow.
But everyone who bullies must come from a bad family. That's what the logic is, apparently.
Oh, yes, apparently. I don't get that.
Except for the fact that the people who bullied me were from the, well-known and well-respected families.
Oh, here's a better one. Okay, look here. Okay, when I was in school, I got bullied by my sister. But we're both from the same family, so how the fuck does that work?
Nice.
Seriously. Excuse me.
So you punish the victim because they're related to the perpetrator. Very good.
Right? I got a comment going.
Yeah.
But we need to do a better job, and we are continually trying to do that. No, you should stop trying to do a better job. Stop getting the government involved with every fucking little thing that happens in people's private little lives.
And start encouraging parents to deal
Sometimes
with their
just gotta
kids.
fight something out, and then they realize, dear God, I was stupid. I
That
made a
and
mistake.
the other thing is that I kind of feel like there's an option here for people to like actually start reconnecting or like connecting with their kids on a better level. If you would just sit down and talk to them and ask them what the problem is, you might realize something was going on that you didn't even see.
Yes,
We're
but
as a parent, you can't control your kids. Look, your kids are completely different people from you. I can't control my kids.
Why would they sit down and? I mean, they're too busy. They don't want to. So
That's part of the problem with bullying.
Down, so give the kids. I have seen 3-year-olds with iPads. Okay, I have seen 3-year-olds.
Yeah, but that doesn't affect bullying. Bullying's been around for far longer than iPads.
No, that's you've sort of got me on a tangent now, because I have seen 7-year-olds who get dosed up with fucking junk food and Ritalin and with iPads.
Yeah.
With their parents not even bothering to connect them to. So yeah. I say that if I have a kid, they will be restricted electronic devices. And
yeah, you say that?
Every day, they will have 3 hours of daydreaming.
You know what's better is if you just don't buy the damn things to begin with. I can speak from an actual parent who actually has tablets. And the only reason I bought a tablet because it looked cool, and I thought, hey, that might be interesting. And I fucking regret it. Because I cannot keep it away from my goddamn children.
You know, encourage the kids to like play outside and develop imaginations. That's the thing I've never understood about these modern day parents is their kids are going to be the most like boring, fucking spoiled.
You know what the problem is? Okay, I'll tell you what the problem is. Here is my problem. The problem is me. I like going outside. I'm perfectly fine with going outside most of the time, but I only like to go outside when I have something I actually need to do, like work, like my garden or the flowers or the yard needs done.
Outside, but I had TV and stuff, but I also had
a TV myself. But
I had a bunch of cars as a kid because that's my thing. But also, I used to just have little things in my mind, come up with little stories based on whatever shows I watch, and all of a sudden,
yes, Brenda does that. She does that at home, though. She can do that anywhere she is. It doesn't matter where she is. She will just sit down.
I still do that. I mean,
she'll just sit down and make up a story just randomly.
There's a pile of mud, and over here is the fucking leftover sand from whenever we laid the gutters, the drainage in the yard. And the cats probably use that as like a litter box, but you're not going to find until you start digging in the sand. And here's a couple matchboxes. Figure out what the hell to do.
Well, I mean, yeah, but I mean, so these kids have like I said, all these, and I mean, before that, it was, on a long car trip, just pull down the screen and show the kids a DVD, God. So we won't have to talk to them or whatever.
I've actually driven a car with a backseat DVD player, and they are so fucking distracting. I would never do that again.
But I mean, so my point is that like these modern day parents, and this is not new. This is going back way, but still, they do not communicate with their kids. They never talk to them. They never explain things to them. They just basically here, little brat, here. We don't want to talk to you. So, and that leads to people either bullying or being bullied, and
it's because the parents of our generation have been taught that they should be self-serving and be selfish and not really have much time for other people.
I'm glad this happened for me because I was able to develop in my own weird mutant manner. But not everyone is like me. Not everyone
gets picked up by the cool kids and actually saying, okay, this is how you shoplift.
Ooh, can I make a note?
What crime and punishment is real quick.
I mean, not everyone functions the way I do. A lot of people need that.
You guys have been on the internet for a while. You know this kids show. It's called Caillou.
I've seen it.
It's a Canadian kids show. Okay, now listen. Okay, now everybody hates Caillou, like the kid himself. Okay, but he is a 4-year-old boy. I had a 4-year-old boy. I can guarantee you that all 4-year-old boys are probably going to be annoying most of the time, because mine definitely was. But here's the thing. Have you ever noticed how his parents are fucking godlike? They never get angry. They never get annoyed.
Yeah,
they never have a problem at all with anything. They're always fucking saintly. That's what I have a problem with.
I remember a
false
couple years
advertising.
ago.
You see, that's why I hated the show, because it was like here's the conflict, but there's no resolution.
Caillou, a 4-year-old boy, has a problem with something. His parents automatically shut him down completely and perfectly. How the hell is that real?
I remember. Well, I remember a couple years ago, my little cousin he's really hyper, but he was eating nerds, and I was like, and his father was there, my father, and I was like, you know what, kid, you've had like way too many nerds, because he's really hyper, right? I don't deal with hyper very well, so I was like, no, kid, you've had enough nerds, and I'm like, and I'm thinking over there, going, why don't you fucking parent your kid for once? God damn. It's like I have to be the fucking parent.
I'm sure the parent would probably tell you, I don't have ESP. You got to tell me if there's a problem, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
But
don't you dare tell me how to parent my kids, you fucking get the hell out of my face.
Well, yes, I am.
Don't let my kid become like this useless sack of shit.
Yes, I am.
My problem with this law is because people are literally trying to make everybody into Caillou's parents. Perfect.
Mm.
Well, yeah, but it's also, I mean, like I said, this whole bullying thing is just a symptom of
human
people not communicating any longer.
No, the whole entire anti-bullying thing is the fact that people aren't communicating any longer.
We're afraid to talk to each other
thing is just natural.
Yeah,
and once you learn how to deal with it, it teaches kids how to have a spine, how to take control.
How to deal with conflict.
Yeah, how to deal with conflict.
The way to deal with conflict.
How to compromise, even.
The way to deal with conflict is sit on your little swing that you had and practice wishing people dead.
Maybe one day.
That's what I did. What?
I'm saying. Your dream.
Oh, your microphone just died.
Come true.
Refresh.
Your mic fucked up bad.
Your mic died. So yeah, that's just I've it's weird that people don't want to have imaginations anymore.
No, they do not. As one might expect, the law has stirred up plenty of controversy. As seen in the tweets below, some believe the law is a step towards a more peaceful environment for students. No, it's not. It's going to cause the school shootings to skyrocket, you morons. Because whenever the bullies don't have a means to bully, they're going to say, fuck it, and start killing your kids. Enjoy.
Or they're still going to have a means to bully, but it's just going to be, Dad went to jail again.
Yep.
And of course it ruins the parents' lives. I mean, okay, the only good thing I could see coming from this is maybe parents talk to their kids, but they won't, because if you stand up for yourself, you're also bullying. So, but it's also going to ruin the parents' lives because, you have a criminal record now. No job for you.
Parents need to be held accountable. There are some great ones and some that are just too busy to even have children. Bullying needs to stop. No, it does not. You're just going to teach your kids to be pussies. You're going to fucking cripple yourselves.
Well, the thing about bullying,
you're going to be the cause of everything wrong. That's what society.
It has nothing to do with parents being attentive or not attentive. What does have is the anti-bullying thing, because parents would rather freak out and jump to conclusions.
Like it. Must stop it. That's pretty much it. I don't like it, so it must stop.
Yes.
Oh yeah, and let the government take over the job of parenting. Good job. Good.
Oh my God! I actually know somebody.
Do you even realize how much of a cesspool any politician? Oh God! Any group of politicians getting together is called a criminal hive. We know this. Why are you letting them be in charge of parenting your kids? They're
I know
only going to
somebody.
learn the most corrupt shit there is and how to get away with everything.
Well, I mean, and you can think of, I mean, you could draw parallels to back when South Park was actually good, when the parents would go on crusades about bad television or something, rather than parenting their kids and telling them why they don't like it or why they shouldn't do what Terrence and Philip do, whatever. It's the same thing with bullying. They would rather go on crusades than actually talk to
Deal
their
with their
kids.
kids. Yes. I know somebody who actually deliberately sent their kids to Head Start. Now, that's a voluntary program, but they deliberately sent their kids to Head Start because Head Start helps potty train your children, and they never ever did any of that at all.
I mean, some kids, some parents are really busy, but a lot of it's
Yeah, but
just
they have 5 kids on purpose, also because that's the limit for the amount of benefits you can get in Pennsylvania.
Get your fucking balls fixed, man.
Well, this dude had one set of children and then another set of children. It's kind of messed up, and it's Fayette County, so that's pretty much how it works around.
Is that is that is that inbred world?
They call it Fayette Nam
Yeah, there you go.
around here. It's a bad place to be. I am so glad I moved out of that place.
Agree with the new law. Where did these kids learn behavior? Oh, that's simple. It's called being a kid. They're pushing boundaries like all kids do.
Mm-hmm.
Not all behavior is learned. I mean, or at least not all behavior is learned from parents. I mean,
I can guarantee that any parent will tell you that children are absolutely fucking horrible human beings.
yes,
And it's our job as parents to teach them not
children
to be
are wild
horrible human
beasts.
beings.
Children are wild beasts, and you can see how well they did about taming me.
Apples don't fall far from the tree. Explain, Jeff. Explain, Jeff. Please explain my deceased friend
Explain
Jeff,
me.
whose parents, devout Lutherans,
Oh, good Lord.
instilled good values into him all the fucking time. Were very active in everything he did. Helped him through Boy Scouts. Helped him through Cub Scouts. You know,
I was a Girl Scout.
Mm-hmm. His parents were actually part of the damn hierarchy of this shit to help their son out and instill all this shit that's really good and decent and you would think is great in him. They had really good jobs. They worked their asses off and they still had time for their kids.
Well,
so if Apple doesn't fall from the tree, explain why we started a shoplifting gang, why we shifted from shoplifting to selling drugs. Explain all the fucking completely blatantly criminal activity whenever his parents were fucking paragons.
I can add on to that. My family, I have 3 siblings, right? There's 4 kids. Okay, I'm doing pretty good. Back in the day, I wasn't. So I was like least likely to actually become, a parent and actually own a house and do all this other crap, right? Well, my brother is a meth head, probably. I don't know. He's fucking missing. I have no idea where he is. He was in jail for holding up a couple salons while he was high on meth with a knife. My other sister, who in her past had a criminal record for stealing shit from people, including me, has gone on to actually become a successful business person. That's great. And my other sister just hasn't done much with herself. I don't know what she's doing right now, but I don't really talk to her very much. So there's a wide variety of us there.
I mean, I've met bullies, parents like snot-nosed brat kids with actually decent parents who basically said, yeah, he didn't listen to us, so he might have to learn the hard way, but whatever. I've also met the worst parents you could ever meet. I mean, the worst, one of my friends, their parents were snobbish, upright pricks. He was the most down-to-earth person I've ever met. Of course, he's dead now.
We are not our parents. So blaming parents for their children acting shitty isn't necessarily a reflection
my
of the
parents
parents.
Are fairly conservative. I mean, they're not. They're pretty traditional. My sister's, I don't know what the hell she's doing, and I have set myself on a career path of doing this show and
death and destruction. We all know Elliot.
your random destruction thing.
Oh
Anyways,
yeah, right.
one thing
But so I mean, yes, the apple can fall far from the tree, or it cannot. It all depends on the person. So really, just blaming the parents for everything is idiotic.
and just one thing I need to clarify about Jeff and me. I went to the loony bin. Okay. I was automatically dubbed the bad influence. Do you want to know who talked me into starting a shoplifting gang? Jeff.
Yes, yeah.
And it was not my idea. I was trying to be the good kid. I was trying to prove myself to be the good guy.
Oh,
Like,
Now,
this is
now,
so
listen,
cool. Let's try it.
Elliot.
And
If
it
you
took
listen
about a
to
week before I finally caved in.
what's that?
if you listen to Jim talk about Jeff, you can tell that him and Jeff were really good friends, and that he very, very much misses him, and it's very
Yeah, I do
heartwarming.
very much miss him. And yes, I am very heartbroken because, shit happened.
Oh,
And
it's like me and puke.
the funny part's this. You want to know what happened before he died? He got his shit together. He was working a decent job as a college graduate, actually raking in some good money. And he was working at his father's company to boot. The very company his father started at the same place he was at and worked his way up to the vice president rank, Jeff was working at.
Yeah, I mean,
Even bad people can become good people in the end.
puke. I and a couple friends had a plan about 2 months before he died that we were going to move up north, like way up north, like the northern edges of California, and start a band together, and basically try to make it, in the metal business. That didn't work out, but still we had a plan, and sadly he died. That sort of fucked up life for a couple of years. Not because
Yeah.
of not just because of how but shit hit the fan big time. So it's all the apple does sometimes fall far from the tree. I mean, I'm the black sheep of my family. Actually, more of the very pale sheep. But
I'm a black sheep of my family, but that's because I don't make nearly enough money.
I'm the loser who sacrificed like school and college to go chase his dream or whatever.
Time for parents to self-evaluate. Like I said again, explain Jeff's parents. They did everything textbook right with their kids. And Jeff still turned out to be the little fucking slime ball that talked me into
Well,
going on all these
how was he
exotic
before he?
adventures
I
with them.
mean, yeah, he got his shit together. Was he still a bit of a slime ball?
Oh yeah,
Okay, because
he was still a heavy drinker. That's part of what killed him.
I've seen people have like teenage phases or whatever.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, people are stupid.
Yeah. Yeah, just saying, everything that you read that says this is what a good parents does ever. That's what Jeff's parents did. Jeff's father taught me how to be a man. Okay? That's how much of a paragon he was. Little scumbag me, he tried showing me how to be a man because my father was not manning up and doing it.
Puke showed me how to be a man. Here's a bottle of whiskey. You have 2 hours.
Oh.
Yes, that was what I chose to
And I
do
was a
anyway,
lightweight.
because I was also listening to Jeff. But hey,
I was a lightweight back then. That's still what he said. And Allison's over my shoulder going, "Are you trying to kill him?" And Puke's like, "We'll see. We'll see what happens."
I think I like that guy. He sounds like a good friend.
If he survives.
They don't try to kill you at least once, right?
Yeah, well, yeah, exactly. And
I mean, out of all of our misadventures, the only thing I did for Jeff was get him high for the first time. First time I got drunk with Jeff. First time Jeff got drunk was a couple years later when he found out that he should not be eating bread after every shot.
No, because it ruins the.
Yeah, he wasn't grasping. Meanwhile, I'm there on an empty stomach, all drunk, and he's telling me I'm faking it. I don't feel anything. Yeah, you're eating bread.
I have been told that you're supposed to down at least as much water as you drink liquor.
I can do it with no, like, chase or whatever.
Well, no, you don't have to do it like at the same time. It's just if you drink a shit ton of water before you fall asleep, you wake up with much less hangover.
I have never woken up with a hangover. I mean, I do now. Well,
Lucky bastard.
I wake up with splitting headaches now after I stop drinking. Maybe it's catching up with me. I don't know.
Now, there was a time in my past where I drank so much that I woke up and I just literally could not function for a day because I was nauseous all goddamn day long. Don't do that. That's bad.
Welcome to my world.
This law should be passed in every single school in America ASAP.
Oh, God.
God, that's a horrible
Great way to just sit there and tell the world your shit don't stink.
Question
That is why polite society is such a fucking abject failure. Get it out of normal society immediately.
If it ever does happen, if I ever have kids, I'm moving out of country.
Don't, because the U.S. is pretty good for kids, really.
Not if that shit goes down.
It's the lesser of two evils, if you will.
I'm not going to jail.
Well, let's put it this way. If you were going to move anywhere that was better for you than the U.S., you'd probably move into, like, Sweden. And I don't think you'd like it there.
What are you fucking talking? I love fucking Sweden.
There's a lot of things that go on that, just don't fit well with people.
Whatever. I mean, I've heard
they do
about
have the highest rating happiness.
Yeah, I've heard about the politics and all that, and Jim knows I don't give a shit about the politics because if I want the perfect government, I go to fucking Mars. So, Sweden is actually something, and it also has more opportunities for musicians and people in the media, even English speakers.
Right, okay, but let's just face the facts here, Elliot. I'm pretty sure that if you did leave the country to have children, then you should do it before they're born, obviously, so they're not American citizens, or at least, renounce your citizenship or whatever. But here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking you're going to end up at someplace like Sealand.
No, I'm not going to Sealand.
I said someplace like. I didn't say actually going.
Crazy. No, actually, Sweden was something, or, that's something that I've been because they have a lot of opportunities for music and a lot of opportunities for media, even like it's in English media, like for me, much more so than here. Fuck, if I was like there, I wouldn't be on YouTube. I'd be on like fucking underground radio. We'd actually be making money right now.
Oh fuck! Why didn't we do that then?
Yeah, right. Fucking get tickets now. Plane tickets. I'm serious. They actually like fucking underground things are actually welcome.
Good. Maybe this will push parents to teach their children to do the right thing. Just like Jeff's parents did every moment of their life.
I was taught to do the right thing, and I don't understand.
Yeah, I was too.
I don't understand people picking up dog shit off the sidewalk. Like, okay, if it's in like a store, yeah, but if it's a sidewalk, just let people step in it. Who the fuck cares?
Yeah, I was also taught the right thing to do, and yet I still joined a shoplifting gang and smoked a shit ton of weed, even though I was told drugs. A lot of the times that I was told that drugs were bad, I thought it was awesome. I wanted to try it.
I was always told the right thing to do, and then I discovered Johnny Puke's record store. Would you like to know about Johnny Puke's record store? Johnny Puke's record store consisted of ripping off some guy we hated entire collection, destroying all the covers, making envelope covers for them, and selling them all back after. What happened? Somebody ripped off our shit. Oh no, we'll find the culprit. It couldn't have been. I'm sorry to say, whatever, Sammy, whatever, that your all your music was destroyed, but we can sell it back to you. These are limited editions, autographed by Lars Ulrich, so it's gonna be $50. So he paid $50. It was either, I never got the truth whether it was his original copy of Master of Puppets or a CDR that Puke burnt, but he fake autographed the all the sleeves and shit with like different band members, and he sold back to people at $50.
That's great.
So that's not the right thing, I don't think.
No,
that's not the right thing at all. You were taught to do the right thing, and that is the exact opposite of the right thing. That is so far beyond the opposite of the right thing that it's even beyond wrong. And I love it for that reason.
Hey, and then fucking, and the funny thing is the people are so stupid. Wow, this looks just like the CD I used to have. And then I got, oh yeah, well this one's different. This one's autographed by James Hetfield. And Puke was always careful enough not to misspell the names or whatever.
Good on him.
Oh God. And then we would just pocket the money and oh, and then I haven't told you about Puke's vinyl jacket. So you know how on CDs and things like that they have the alarm sensor things that you know.
Yeah.
Well,
Not just CDs. There's lots of other things that have them too.
Vinyl records usually don't have them. So Puke had like a big jean jacket type thing, and I saw him and a couple friends cut out two pockets. One was a 7-inch pocket, the other was a 12-inch pocket for vinyl records. So he'd go in, and I would, because I'm a big guy, as anyone knows, I would stand there and do. He would be stuffing his pockets full of records. We'd walk out, and he wouldn't even look and see what he got. So we'd often wind up with crap, and then we'd sell the crap for $30. Welcome to Johnny Puke's Records.
And now for a dash of sanity. I know great parents, and I know their kids bully. I know horrible parents, and their kids stand up to those bullies. You can't punish parents. Wow, a sane voice.
That's a Twitter user, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, you're reading Twitter.
Well, it's good. That's a good thing, though, because in this case, you know, this person is actually saying what we're saying on the show.
I would like to see an article with no Twitter posts, though. That would be fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think public opinion has been a media standby for like fucking years, so there's nothing you can do about it.
So
since the dawn, what do you think?
Well, we did shoplift a lot of our favorite. Were you barking just now?
Yes, I think he was. Now, look, I'll tell you this much, okay? When I was back into the defrauding companies, it was mostly Walmart. Because Walmart had that funky ass return policy, you know.
Yes.
You could literally take anything in and be like, "Oh, I forgot the receipt," and they had no limit on it.
Well, I mean, they used to do Craftsman tools had guaranteed lifetime warranty. So you go to like the junkyard and find like anything Craftsman that was broken, and you turn it in and get a new one. You didn't even have to be yours.
Okay.
Would you like to hear the story about how I found out they put alarms in razor blades?
Go.
All right. Well, me and my ex-boyfriend were up to shenanigans, of course, you know. And his whole thing was he was a big guy, so he would go to the bathroom with merchandise and slip it down his pants, get it trapped, you know, in the waistband, and then he would just leave the store with it and bring it back later for a refund. Now, this time he decided to go after razor blades. This was before they put them behind the the plastic guard or whatever, and I may have contributed to that as far as I know. But he went and he got some razor blades and he stuck them in his pants and everything, and then he started walking towards the exit. Now my job was to leave a little earlier, get the car, and then get the fuck out of Dodge quickly as possible, right? So I'm sitting there waiting in the car near the entrance, and he comes booking out, going, "Oh fuck, run," right? Turns out that when he walked through the security bars, they set off, and he just booked it.
That is the stupidest thing. You don't book it after that. You usually just own up to it because they're gonna catch you.
Well, they never caught him, as far as I know.
Wow, that is actually because I mean, every time Puke did that, he got caught. So eventually,
it's Walmart. Walmart, they're not allowed to chase you out into the parking lot. It's actually a rule in the store.
Which
you see,
wait. Walmart does do that. Well, it sort of depends on the guard. After like night, if there's no one around, they will chase.
Well, this was during the day.
Yeah.
The point is we didn't know there were actually security stuff on that until that point. After that, it was like, oh shit, better stop, right?
So, Jim, what was your story?
They had just come out with the game Genie. One of the toy stores in the mall had this giant display of it right in front of the store. That was just like this giant pyramid of Game Genies on top of each other, to display, oh yeah, buy a Game Genie. So, me and Jeff get a crazy idea while we're walking past. I go in, and I this is before like we got into like metal and shit. Well, before I got into metal and shit and other things happened. I went in the
Yay.
store and I started asking them to get shit. And Jeff, while they were away from there, Jeff just grabbed a huge layer of Game Genies, threw it inside his jacket, and ran off. Okay, so we had about like 30 or so Game Genies. All of us got a Game Genie. All of our little crew of friends got a Game Genie thanks to this. And, we still had about 20 or so left over. Well, it just turns out that one of our friends had bought one with some birthday money and shit. So we asked him to find the receipt for it. We got the receipt and we went up and we paid like $5 and we photocopied the receipt about like 30 times or so. And we cut it out the perfect size. It was the same exact size. And we went back to the store and started returning the Game Genies we stole with the fake receipts.
Wow.
And that's how we got. We made certain someone was working every time, then a different kid went in every time. But that's how we paid for our food court expedition.
But before we continue, I have a story about inept security. Puke and Crazy Dave were doing things, and I think it was Dave was okay. So Puke was crazy but eloquent. Dave was crazy but rabid. So Dave stole things from a convenience store, and the security guard, like Dave escaped and ran off, and Puke, dude, isn't that your friend? Oh shit! Did my friend steal something? I'm so sorry. Look, you guys don't have to do it. I'll catch him for you and return this stuff. You promise? Oh yeah, man, I'll get it. Okay, you can go do it, sucker. And fucking, you got. I think it was a bunch of beer or just random like food items and drink items. But it was like, yes, we'll trust you. And he never. And the guy, they met him again, and he was like, you didn't return that shit, did you?" Nope.
The pillar of parenting, and this is how the kid turns out.
I'm sure my parents didn't intend for me to be living practically homeless and stealing from Walmart, but
I agree.
We used to shop with from fucking thrift stores, like I said, records and shit, because he had two pockets, and they were deep pockets, and one was cut out to fit a 7-inch record, the other was cut out to fit 12-inch records, and just walk out. And whatever he didn't like, he'd sell. What he did like, I got some great records. I got the Urban Waste album. I got a lot of great records because of that. And that and selling $50 burned CDs was Johnny Puke Records.
I agree. If the parents are in jail, who is going to look over the kids causing the bullying? That's assuming that the kids causing the bullying are actually causing the bullying, and not just the bullies saying that kid did it because they don't like him. I'm just saying.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I do wonder how they'd enforce this.
Mm-hmm. Black kids are inherently seen as dangerous. Fear the black man. This is not going to go well. No, it's not. Just not entirely for the reasons you say. But I'm certain some racist puke will get his racist friends to tell black kids are evil, so therefore bully. And I'm also certain that a bunch of black kids are going to say some white kids a bully because they're white. It's a never-ending cycle. So it's going to work both ways there.
Shut up, you Nazi.
In my opinion, I think it's unconstitutional. Like the red light cameras. Who blamed the owner and not the driver? Yep, it blames the owner, not the driver. I don't think red light cameras are against the Constitution because that's technically something owned by the public, even though I am against the fucking surveillance state to all hell.
Well, we aren't Britain yet, thank God.
I'm not against the surveillance state so much as I am just sort of resigned to it because it's going to happen no matter what. So, I mean,
I'm
they've always.
against it, but it's like, what the hell can you do unless you get more people on your side? You know, stop being a pussy. Stop being afraid every time someone decides to blow themselves up or shoot up.
They've been spying on us since at least the 50s.
Oh
I
yeah.
know.
So it's, but so
You see,
but see, so for me, I used to be, but now I'm like, okay, look, they know everything about me, right? They know everything about because I don't really try to encrypt my shit, so they know most things about me. They know my internet history, which is frankly boring. Oh, he's reading another thing about auto racing. So rather than get quiet, I'm just going to get louder and louder and louder.
see, back in the day, um, whenever the internet was in its infancy, they had these various Operation Lantern things. And each one was like, just there to mine different sets of keywords that would trigger a deeper investigation kind of thing. Then 9/11 happened, and then they congealed that all under one roof as they started going around and having everyone talk to each other. And when years later, it's now called Spectrum because each lantern was a different color: green lantern, blue lantern. So what do you call a bunch of colors? Spectrum. And that was the Obama years.
Suicide bomber, Al Qaeda. Yeah, we're on the list.
Uh-huh. Good job. Durka Muhammad Jihad.
Oh God.
Hopefully the law won't need to be used at all. Oh, trust me, it will be. It
Yeah.
will be. But and in the ways you never thought. Maybe the author of this article is going to fucking go to jail for it. Because this is bullying. But for now, at least, it's sparking a much needed conversation about bullying. No, we've been having it non-stop since, dear God.
I remember. Okay, so back when I was a kid, like in elementary school, there was literally nothing about bullying. And then all of a sudden in middle school, and even worse in high school, all of a sudden we had to read a book called The Bully, about this kid getting bullied. We had to just say no to bullies, and I was like, oh, okay. I mean, yeah, I was bullied, but it never affected me. I was like, yeah, these kids are stupid. These, they're literally punching me because of the music I listen to. Cool. Awesome. I'm gonna listen to more of this music. Oh, you think I'm weird because I wear a Burzum T-shirt to school? Of course, now you'd be called a Nazi, which I am.
Oh
Obviously.
man, you got the easy route. I had to actually, be, well, I don't know, four-eyed. I had funky hair. I had glasses. My name rhymed with whore.
Yes, but I was blind, and
I'm just
it was
saying.
it was funny because
All you did
I
was wear
used
a t-shirt to school.
I no well no it wasn't just I was blind. I liked weird music
Well, of
and
course.
the best part is when I used to hang out with a Mexican who used to wear screwdriver T-shirts. And even though he was Mexican, therefore not white, all people's fears about me seem to be confirmed because of that.
You
And
see,
I
all these people are doing by bringing all this much needed conversation about bullying is giving the bullies what they want: all the attention in the fucking world.
Yeah.
And we've been having this conversation about bullying since the late 90s. It's done nothing but make shit get more fucked up. Stop.
I'm pretty sure it's been longer than that. It's just not as, how do you put it, broadcast.
well, like I
No,
said,
there
I
was
never noticed
absolutely there
until
was absolutely nothing about it other than, by the way, you should stand up the bullies. That was it.
Hmm.
That was the extent to the talk. There was no huge campaign, no fucking posters, stop bullying, nothing like that. That your teacher would probably maybe once a year just say no to bullies.
oh
And
okay.
about the late 90s, 98, 99, somewhere around there, it just deluged into, we got to stop bullying all the time. Bullying is bad. Bully, bully, bully,
Were
bully,
you ever
bully,
called into your class to hear like the principal ever talk about bullying?
no.
Oh, okay. So we had this guy. I think his name is Marsh in high school, and he had a voice like this, sort of. So you guys shouldn't bully cyberbullies. Without that was the big conversation, cyberbullying. And it was the funny thing was the way he would talk was he would try to use colloquial terms. So like if you write, dude, he's a fag, or she's a slut, or he's the N word. I was like, oh come on, say it. But he lectured us for 45 minutes about cyberbullying and about sending like naked pictures to people and things like that. I was like, cyberbullying? People are gonna get so butthurt by what someone says on the internet about the shit. I had people who in 2008 wishing I would die because I was a poser who thought Slipknot was metal. And 10 years later, I agree with them. I hate who I was. Like, I can't read that shit because it was horrible.
Yes.
But, I mean, that was cyberbullying by their definition.
No, fuck these bastards.
And yet, what they did was they also went, no, dude. Okay, look, here's what metal is. Oh my god.
Around a quarter up to a third of American students have said they are bullied at school, according to the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
Well, yeah, but like I said,
I'm certain the number is much higher than that, but of that third, probably only a third of them were actually bullied.
now
2/3 of the kids that don't give a shit.
if you talk to your kids about this, you should also tell them not to become a bully themselves. Fight in self-defense. Don't fight to be a bully yourself.
That's right. Deck the bastard, but don't do it preemptive.
Yes, but or don't use excessive force, and don't basically do it to people for no reason. But parents don't want to talk to their kids.
No one wants to talk to kids. They want the kids to be adults from the age of 6.
Or alternatively, treat them like they're stupid little babies who don't know what the fuck we're talking about.
Yes, where I mean,
I've seen people do that.
I remember.
And then all that does is make the kids act like a 13-year-old when they're 25.
Well, I mean, I remember doing this. I remember seeing this, and I vowed that should I ever have kids, I would not go down that slippery slope.
Well, the entire society is, because it's polite society invading normal space. Fuck
yes,
them.
but I'm not part of polite society.
You are not teaching an ounce of self-reliance to your kid. You're teaching them that the government is a better parent than their parents.
The problem with teaching children, or at least treating children like smaller children, like every parent wants to see their 8-year-old child as a baby. That's natural. It just happens. You're like, holy shit, how'd they grow up into this? Oh my god, where'd the last 8 years go, right? But the problem is with that is that kids know more than we let on. Or they let on, I should say. They're very, very smart. They pick up on stuff that you would never ever think possible. They remember shit that you don't even remember. So it's like, oh fuck, what do I answer to that, right?
I mean,
they caught me out. And you don't want to treat them like adults, though, because you can't treat them like an adults because they're not adults. So teaching your children how to be adults is your job. You have to make sure that they understand appropriately for their age what they need to know.
I mean, Jim, I'm not part of polite society and will most likely never be part of polite society. So, I mean,
God, yeah.
And I expect several run-ins with like school authority. Did you teach your kid that Cannibal Corpse makes good bedtime songs?
Oh, look here. Okay, I have an opposite.
He wants to listen to Stripped, Raped, and Strangled.
Somebody's been teaching my children about Jesus.
Yeah.
They're going to learn it one way or the other. You can't control it. Well, somebody's been teaching my children about God and Jesus, and I'm just like, where the fuck did you learn that?
I'm a Satanist, and I
don't care. I honestly don't have
So, okay. I'm a Satanist, and my girlfriend is a Christian. And we have vowed not to impress our religious beliefs on our...
Well, yeah, okay. Look, I was baptized Episcopalian. That's like Catholic light. It's pretty out there. But when I was growing up, I never really got the point of it. So I decided, if I ever had kids, I would be like, you know what? I'll let them make their own decisions. Nowadays, though, my kids are bringing home information about, is God a bad word? Can I say, oh, Jesus, etc., and things like that. And they're also asking me about um, vague religious concepts, like Jesus died for our sins and
Well,
things
yeah,
like that.
I
And
mean,
I'm like, where the fuck are you learning this
I'm
shit?
not going to hide it from them. If they want to know, I'll ask, but I'm not going to, preach. And this is why you should learn about the 11 who bring the end, because it's not my business. And
Oh,
like,
no, I'm not going to say they can't learn about
I
it. I'm
was
just wondering
taught,
where they learned it
I
because I
went
never
to,
taught them that.
yeah, I went to a Christian sort of Catholic school for my first communion. And I remember no one had explained to me what all this shit was. I remember,
Mm-hmm.
I remember I excelled in this because I treated the Bible as a fictional book. I treated it like, basically fables and imaginary stories. So that's what people like. I remember someone telling my parents he's really devout and he has a great grasp of religion. Where in reality, I was like, so this is like what the inspiration for Harry Potter or what? And of course, now I'm a complete fuck up.
Well, I just find it odd that, my kids will learn things without me regardless. And I like seeing how it
Yes,
happens.
yes,
I'm a scientist, so I
I
like to look at things as they happen. I like to pay attention to them. My kids may be kind of sort of experiments for me, but I'm not going to try to fuck them up because of it.
I learned a lot of things without my parents. I don't think my parents taught me about Johnny Puke's records.
Well, I think your parents were probably taught a lot by you.
I I don't know. We never really
I'm just
communicated
saying.
any sort
See,
of.
I remember I was about 7 years old, 6 years old, somewhere around there. My aunt had this swimming pool in the back. I'm just lying back there sunbathing and with my mom, and I'm asking her questions like, "When's the Earth going to collide into the sun? When is the universe going to end?" You know, this is just what was on my 7-year-old mind, and the whole thing was, she didn't even know, but I'd watched like some of those Nova specials that were on
Yes.
QED
Oh,
13.
I love those.
Oh, I have this one great one about Indy car racing.
I was watching it, and they were talking about all this like astrophysics shit that I'm 6, 7 years old. It went entirely over my head, but I grasped the concept: Earth crash into sun, universe end. And this is what I'm asking. Just because I wanted to feel safe that I was going to die before that.
One of the answers I've always hated was "you're too young," or I'll tell you when you're older." It's like,
Oh, yeah.
just explain. I mean, like, because I
Oh,
would ask.
my mom actually explained to me. She's like, it's going to happen a few million years from
Well, no,
now.
I would ask,
I
how
mean, it
babies
could be
made.
arguable billion, but still, she said, million years from now. Not a concept that you die at the age of like 60 to 100. So I would be dead before that happened. So that meant I was happy.
Well, I mean, I would ask her about sex and babies and stuff. As kids do. You're too young to know that. I'll tell you when you're older. It's like, just
Um.
explain, okay? Just I mean, that's what you need to do with your kid.
Okay.
Explain to
Well,
them.
my 5-year-old daughter wants to be a baby doctor when she grows up. That means I think she wants to be an OB. But she asked me what do babies look like before they're born. So I literally showed her what they look like, and she actually thought that was fucking cool.
I mean, Jello Biafra has stories about when he was growing up in the '60s. He would ask his dad, "Daddy, what's a race riot?" And he'd tell him, "What's Vietnam? Why are people in the South mad at black people?"
Hmm.
I mean, head because he would watch the news, right? I never watched the news when I was a kid, but he would watch the news, and so he would see, civil rights protesters and things like that, and he would ask, why are people so mad at Mr. King, and then, but rather than go, you don't need to know that, kid, he'd say, because they think that black people are inferior because
There's lots of reasons.
but what I'm saying is that's the right thing to do. Explain what racism is, and
When I was growing up, I was never taught what racism was. I was actually sheltered a lot from, like, I didn't know what the goddamn word coon meant until I was a goddamn adult.
Well, I didn't know coon until
My
I was about
mom
14.
was bad about that. Now, here's the thing, though. Okay, coon, kike, porch monkey, all that shit. I never knew anything about that. My mom wouldn't even tell me what the word pendejo meant.
Oh, I know what that meant, but
yeah, I was sheltered a lot from racism.
I'm from LA, Holmes.
I know, right? But one thing I can tell you, I remember this very, very clearly. When I was growing up, I went to an elementary school that had 152 students. It wasn't a very big school, and it got shut down like shortly after I graduated. But there was a black family in the community. They had 2 kids, and they went to our school, and I remember them being in school, and they were there for about a month and a half. Yeah. Next thing I know, they're gone. And my dad's friend came over to the house. And I'll tell you, this is in Kentucky, so it tells you exactly what happened. My dad's friend came over and said, "Hey, we're proud. We run off them black people." Literally. I swear to God. I was like, what?
One of my, well, I got to know what it was firsthand when I saw some,
the thing is, though, if you ask me, okay, I was like 8 at the time, okay? I didn't understand.
Yeah.
Because I'd never been exposed to any sort of racism at all at that point. I was like, why? Why would you run somebody out? Were they bad?
A relative of mine had a story that he told me when I was young, because he thought I had to understand the way the world works and how, people think, which I'm eternally grateful for this. But he told me a story. He and his brother were playing ball in the street, and the ball goes over the fence, and so they they went to get it. They saw these weird guys in sheets stringing somebody up on the fence. Yes, they stumbled across a KKK lynching, and I heard that story when I was a kid. And I'm glad I heard it, because it was like, why would, I rather than asking my parents, because they knew what they'd say, "You're too young," I had to think, why would people do that? Why would they do that to someone who didn't deserve it? Self-reflection.
I would never ask my parents about that kind of stuff. They never answer. Like I said, my mom literally refused to tell me what the word pendejo means. It's stupid.
See, I didn't know what coon meant until I was 14, but that's only because I'm from LA. They don't use words like that.
I grew up in Kentucky. I had no excuse. Just saying.
Yeah. Well,
my point is, though, is that I literally lived in an extremely racist area, and then I grew up and I found out all these words that I had been missing, and I looked at them and I said, "Why the hell? Why did I get told this?" As a child, I was innocent. I had no idea what the hell was going on.
Dago jokes. Have you heard?
No. But I can tell you as much.
From Dago themselves.
I don't like Italians. No offense to them. I can't handle Italians. They just fuck me over.
I like Italians. It's Italian Americans that annoy me. But like Italians from Italy are some of the funniest and yet most fiery people I've ever met, and I like them. But like Guidos.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe I should add to that. I don't like Italian Catholic Americans.
No, but like I knew a girl who might be listening to this. Hello, if you are from Italy, like she was born in Italy. Yeah, she's very fiery and stuff, but she's actually very sweet. She just, doesn't like stupidity, and she will.
Can I have her babies?
Rapid fire curse.
I don't know how the logistics of that will work genetically, but okay.
Keep reading, Jim. We've strayed way too far.
Around a quarter to a third of American students have said they're bullied at school. And many parents say they don't know how to respond to bullying incidents. You're supposed to tell your kid, fight back.
Yes, Randy from Randy Budsex, who's someone I think Jim has talked to on my feed, has basically said, his kid was a victim of bullying on the bus. And he said, exactly what I said. Fight back. I mean, don't be overly aggressive. Don't be a bully in your own right, but fight back.
I think in my case, and this is just speculation because I don't know how 8-year-old me would have reacted, but I think that if somebody had just listened to me and actually just let me talk, I probably would have been okay with it.
Danimon Angelina has commented back saying,
Hmm?
yes, you can have her babies.
Awesome.
Regardless of whether they're kids or are the victims or the perpetrators of the bad behavior. Well, how do you deal with the perpetrators? Simple.
I'm sorry, I'm still trying to figure out how Danimon could have another girl's babies, but hey, you know.
Okay. Just bear with me. We have actually perfected the whole 3-parent biological shit.
Well,
You
no,
know.
I was thinking about Red Dwarf, where they went to an alternate universe where the
Or okay,
females.
alternatively, me and Angelina could just try really, really, really hard.
I was thinking about Red Dwarf.
How about I film it? I'm filming it.
Well, I was thinking about Red Dwarf, where there was like an alternative, universe where the females were the dominant power structure, and the males were the ones who gave birth.
Ooh, like seahorses?
I have no idea.
I've never actually seen the show. I'm sorry.
They didn't actually. Well, they didn't explain the anatomy. Red Dwarf is a great show, by the way.
I should watch it. I should.
Yeah. Everybody's dead, Dave.
I don't know the whole Angelina thing. I'm voting on option 2. You know, I'm trying really, really hard.
Yes.
I'll try.
Yes, try as hard as possible.
Wondering if your kid might be a bully? Perhaps don't lead with listen. Your behavior could send mom to jail. Because that's exactly what the kid could possibly want. What? Mom goes to jail and I get the house.
That, and it'll also put on them some kind of bullshit about, oh my god, I'm gonna get my parents in jail. Guilt complex right there.
Or just get out of your hair.
And just make them say, well, what the fuck can I do? And then they start shooting up the school because they have no other way out.
Well, no, or hey, look, Dad grounded me.
Exactly. Dad grounded me, so I'm going to start beating up kids on the schoolyard. And then he's going to go to jail, and I won't be grounded anymore.
That's which
Isn't
is of course
that a plot of a South Park show?
Yeah.
One of the episodes. I think it was the sexual abuse one, wasn't it?
Where everyone was accused
they
of
had their own
molestation.
they all had their own little community. Oh,
and it became Children of the Corn.
Yes.
And the one I love is when the fucking adults came back all brainwashed, thinking that they'd actually done stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Instead, look for signs that they may be lashing out at others or seeking affirmation. Oh, lashing out at others, like, the people above that said this is a good thing. They're lashing out at the bullies. They're lashing out.
To be fair, we only stole from people who we didn't like. It wasn't like they weren't innocent victims. They were mostly scum, so I don't feel bad about what I did at all.
I mean, Greengate Mall went under, but that was mostly bad management. But whenever you're stealing $1,000 a day in merchandise, that can't have helped.
See, he's worse than I am because
but you're only taking away 25% of that at most.
I didn't have standards. Puke had standards and actually tried to make me be nicer. And
teach your modicum of honor. We had honor. It's just, it wasn't what normal society thought of as honor.
Puke and Allison were sort of platonic friends, but with benefits, but not really. Allison, but the thing is, they had introduced me to a lot, and then you're young, so you are a little bit over exuberant, and so they decided, hey, he's getting out of hand. We might want to teach him honor, and it took me several years, but I finally become something that Allison once, when she first met me, said, you're pretty much a fuck, but I could, teach you how to be something impressive, something worthwhile.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm better than I was.
Oh, yeah. Then you realize what really matters is your friends and family, at least those you care about.
Well, yeah, my friends were my family in a way. I'm sure Jim knows what I mean by that.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I still love a lot of my family. The ones that didn't completely fuck up.
I never was close to any of my extended family, and you know, mainly distance, and also they were mostly pugs.
But the couple of my friends were definitely family as well. So
Yeah, I have my own fucking weird, but most of them are dead. So,
It's a good thing, kind of.
well, some of them. Well, some of them I
It
miss. Some
depends
of
on how
them.
much you like them.
See, okay, so some of them I miss. Some of them I wonder how they survived that long.
Oh God, yes.
Like Dave died last year in a fucking police shootout,
Oh,
and I have no idea how he lasted until 2017. because
well,
okay, look, okay, Puke was Mr. Hard Partier, and he described Dave of having a life expectancy of 20 minutes ago.
oh.
So when you hear
I
that,
like him, but I feel bad for that. That's just sad.
oh, he was a good guy. I mean, he was a good guy deep, Dave was a good guy deep, very deep down. He was just somewhat rabid.
From the Express Tribune. Muslim lynched to death for slaughtering cow in India.
You have slaughtered cow, you will die. Thank you, come again.
No, I'm not laughing at India's religious beliefs. I just find that really funny.
I laugh at everyone's religious beliefs.
Oh, come on, man.
You see, I'm all for killing all the sacred cows, but at the same time, I just like the fact that someone was lynched. I don't know which way to go here, because two things that I like.
I know that I personally, I've read this. There is a temple in India that venerates rats. I fucking love that. I love rats. Rats are awesome.
I had a pet rat.
I would love cool. No. I had hamsters and things like that, but rats are fucking awesome.
I had a pet rat.
Absolutely love to go to this temple where they just let rats wander around as they please. That's fucking great.
I had a full on pet rat, and she liked to bite, but she was actually quite sweet. But she was actually very cool.
Right.
She was very fun to pet, and
rodents
it's funny. People are sort of afraid of rats. And it's like,
no,
if they're not wild, they're actually quite nice.
Oh yeah, if you domesticate them, if you handle them often, they're perfectly fine.
The only problem is she liked to bite.
So let's get on with the bullying awareness here from New Delhi. A Muslim man accused of killing a cow was beaten to death by a mob in central India, police said.
Well, that sucks for him.
Yeah. The latest vigilante murder over the animal considered sacred by Hindus. That's nice.
Mm-hmm.
Siraj Khan, a 45-year-old tailor, was attacked in the Satna district of Madhya Pradesh state early Friday and died at the scene, local police official told the AFP. Khan's friend, Shakil Makbul, who was also attacked, was admitted to a hospital with critical injuries.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Sucks to be you.
No, well, okay. You know what? I'm gonna go out on a limb here and play devil's advocate. It's not right for anybody to be attacked regardless of their religious beliefs or for
sectarian violence is wrong, whatever. We know.
No. Seriously. You don't want anybody to hang on you for sacrificing whatever the fuck you do in the satanic shit.
I don't satanic people don't sacrifice anything. That's
Santeria does.
Yeah. No, I mean, no, I don't.
But the point is, though, you don't want anybody hanging on you. You don't want anybody messing with you. You just want to do your thing in peace, right? It has nothing to do with religion, although often it's, provoked by it.
I'm just stuck at, you have slaughtered a cow, we will slaughter you.
In India, they take things a lot more seriously, except for when it comes to human life. And this is what I find funny about Hinduism.
Human life is fun to destroy.
It is. It's absolutely fucking hilarious. I was reading an article earlier today about child labor in India, and they have said that about every 4 hours in India, one child goes missing.
Yeah, I mean,
Tasty
they have the
treat.
numbers for it. They have the numbers for it.
Yeah.
Yet at the same time, these are the same people who get all fucking butthurt about a cow getting killed.
It's great. The
It's
double
hilarious.
standards there.
It's absolutely fucking hilarious, but it's also shameful in a way.
As
God.
details of the violent assault emerged at the weekend, 400 additional police were deployed to the district late Saturday. As inquiries widened, we gotta send a shit ton of cops. Someone killed a cow.
400? Did you say 400?
400.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Over a goddamn cow.
Or wait, were they murdered?
Well, let's find out.
Were they there because of the cow? Yeah.
Well, let's find out the whole story here.
We have arrested 4 people, and they have been sent to judicial custody. We are investigating what prompted the attack. They killed a cow and probably tried to eat it. But before they could get anywhere near eating it, they were attacked and killed.
Let's find out.
Keep reading.
He added that meat and a bull carcass was found at the scene. But did not elaborate as investigations were ongoing.
Yeah.
Hindus consider cows sacred, and slaughtering the animals or possessing or consuming beef is banned in most Indian states.
Yeah, we all know that.
It's just funny because I know a girl who's born in India, and I jokingly made a hamburger joke to her, and she, in her Indian accent, yes, I like hamburger. But then again, you shouldn't be surprised. She's friends with me. It's kind of hard to be
pure.
Yes, being pure and being friends with. I mean, I'm not saying you couldn't do it. I'm just saying it's probably damn hard because, yeah, it's me.
Cow slaughter in the province has happened carries a maximum 7-year jail term, but many other parts of India impose life sentences for these infringements.
Because of a damn cow.
I wanted a cheeseburger. I went to get the cheeseburger. I am now in prison for life.
Was it a good cheeseburger, though?
I hope.
I would really hope so.
It was the best cheeseburger I've ever had.
Good. Then you deserve that lifetime in jail.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi's ruling Bharatiya Janata Party, BJP, BJP, has promised to completely outlaw cow slaughter in India. Oh, good. More chaos like this shall occur. The right-wing Hindu BJP has been accused of turning a blind eye to a rising number of vigilante attacks in the name of cow protection. PETA should be happy.
Oh, geez, whose side is she on? Or he?
Obviously.
The side of the traditionalists, duh.
Yeah. Must save the sacred cows.
Well, that's why they're turning a blind eye to it. They're doing our job.
Yep. Rights groups say Hindu mobs have been emboldened under the party, who stormed to power in 2014. Many of the victims are Muslims.
Well, it doesn't look like it's good to be a Muslim anywhere.
In 2 prominent cases last year, a dairy farmer was killed on a roadside for transporting cows, and a Muslim teenager accused of carrying beef was stabbed to death. Carrying. I had a steak.
Yeah, I
was taking it from the store. I'd had no part of the animal's death, and now I am being stabbed to death.
This
on a crowded train. On a crowded train.
Yeah, that's religious for you. That's
I just got to eat more cheeseburgers.
cheeseburgers.
Yeah.
What a
Wait,
cheeseburger.
okay, wait. Are Muslims becoming the new Jews?
No, not even close.
That sounds like a title for a new Swine Brothers show, to be honest.
Muslims are the new Jews. That's
Nah, it's
great.
just in India there, but whatever.
Only white
Just in
Christian,
India.
only white Christians oppose sodomite marriage.
Okay.
Oh, wait, okay, wait, okay. First of all, I know for a fact that Ireland, literally the most fucking white country in the goddamn world, approved by popular vote it was countrywide. It was the first approval by popular vote of same-sex marriage. They put it into law because of it. Ireland put into law by popular vote same-sex marriage.
Yeah.
Ireland.
Mm-hmm. A recent poll found that the only ethno-confessional demographics still solidly opposed to the institutionalization of sodomite relationships were white evangelical Protestants.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me.
I know. I just love the way it was worded.
Wait, sodomite marriage? So if Tom Angel Ripper gets married, they're gonna oppose that?
Sodomy.
No, Sodom. Caligula.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, so if Tom Angel, I don't know if he's married or not, but if he ever gets married, white evangelical Christians.
And we also have sodomized the weak by blood. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so if the singer ever gets married or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Martin Witch Skinner. That is a cool name.
Mm-hmm. Today, only 2 years after the legalization of this abomination.
Abomination. Today, you have to read it right, you fucker. Today, after the legalization of this abomination to the Lord.
Today, only 2 years after the legalization of this abomination, only 34% of Muslims and 43% of black Protestants oppose it. 4 simultaneous days.
And now you speak in tongues. No, I remember I was watching this guy, black evangelical guy, and he was, they people call in, they heal them, and
oh, I know the type. It's like, and you're healed, Habilim, and you're healed. So,
the first time I ever heard speaking in tongues was literally this guy. Hello, how can I help you? And I was like, I wondered if Swine Brothers like that, but like with black speaking in tongues. Hello, welcome to Swine Brothers Hobo Shop.
58% of white evangelicals and 53% of Mormons, who are overwhelmingly white, oppose. However, in total, 63% of Americans now support sodomite unions.
Sodomy. Me hugs sodomy.
Compared to 52% just prior to its legalization. My question is, why do we care if people are fucking each other up the ass?
Which these poll numbers are slanted because it's actually much higher than that.
Yeah, because it's not that they support it. What's probably happening is they're including the people who are, answered nothing as a positive for them.
Well, I mean, but no, these poll numbers, it's closer to 70% actually. And I mean, either support it or just don't care. But I love Dave Mustaine's rationale about why he opposes gay marriage. I don't have cats, so why would I support cats? It's like, really, Davey?
A lot of people who don't care about cats. Come on.
Well, yeah, but Dave Mustaine's an idiot.
Two things are evident from these statistics. Institutionalized religion matters.
Institutionalized religion matters. If you worship me, donate $5,000 to me today.
I'm not crazy. Institutionalized. You're the one that's crazy. Institutionalized.
That's an album I could never get into. And by the way, someone shut Mike up and bring him a goddamn Pepsi.
Yeah.
Just gonna have to send me that one. I don't think I've ever heard that song.
That was a joke. Whenever Johnny Puke would hear that song, he'd go, 30 years later, I wonder if Mike's ever gotten his own Pepsi.
Exactly.
We used to make, because, I mean, Suicidal Tendencies were known to be like a tough band, but I never really liked them musically, so we'd make fun of them every time somebody played them.
The de facto state religion in the United States is cultural Marxism. Wow.
Jesus.
Half of a sentence I kind of almost agree with.
I don't even know what cultural Marxism is.
I've been told I'm deist.
Because no one can define cultural Marxism. Cultural Marxism is anything.
It's where everyone is being oppressed.
Well,
and yes, it is a religion. You read these fucking damn fucking things from the alt-right kind of bullshit. We're being oppressed because we're white, straight, male. And then you read the other side. We're being oppressed because we're not white, straight, male.
I'm being oppressed because I'm not allowed to kill people.
Yes, that's why we're being oppressed. We're not permitted to murder.
Damn it, I knew there was a reason.
Murder, kill, death, die.
And public institutions' active promotion of its doctrines is a success.
What sort of shithole website did you get this from?
Faith and Heritage. Occidental Christianity for preserving Western culture and people. Oh, come on. I had to go to sites like this.
Yes, I know.
We shit on the left how often? I gotta shit on the right. Come on.
I did argue.
It sounds like you've got diarrhea.
Now, Jim's job is to poop on things, so I mean, why are we complaining?
Yes.
Because it's Jim. I have to complain.
Also in the hearts and minds of the people of the land. How often have we heard evangelicucks? Oh.
I love that word. I love that word. Oh, I fucking love that word.
Like Russell Moore say that state or institutionalized Christianity makes people pretend Christians. Well, it does. They just go through the motions to get through fucking life.
Oh, you mean like how I was baptized Episcopalian despite the fact that I had no idea or what the fuck I was doing?
Yes, and I didn't know anything about religion except for, I mean, because they used to read us like kiddie Bible stories when I was like 7.
Right? Yeah.
But I didn't realize about the Bible until I was about 18 when I actually decided to read the damn thing and realized, oh wow, Satan.
Oh, okay. You know what my favorite part of the Bible is, and this will probably not come to a surprise to Jim. I really, really like the plagues of Egypt.
Jim knows my favorite part of the Bible. Go up, bald head.
I don't know. I've always felt a real special
the 42 children.
Attachment.
The 42 children who mock Elisha's bald head. So Elisha does what anyone sensible would do. He curses them in the name of God. And God sends 2 she-bears to kill all 42 children.
That's great.
That is my favorite part of the Bible.
I always forget that story, but I gotta read it.
I simply can't forget that part of the story.
That's great.
Yes.
And that religious pluralism is more in line with the gospel.
Pluralism.
Pluralism.
You know, that...
Pluralism, like 4 simultaneous days in one single Earth rotation.
I'm just confused, that's all. Pluralism.
Pluralism means there are 4 simultaneous days. You're educated stupid.
Oh, I do need to read Time Cube.
Love thy enemies, bless those who persecute you, but only if they believe every single damn last thing you do as well. I don't remember Jesus saying that.
Bless those who
persecute lines, but you know, not the rest. Yeah.
He won't. See, the thing is, Jesus kind of mumbled a lot of the things,
Apparently, that's where we're getting this.
Yeah.
This poll
Apparently.
clearly proves this proposition false. What? I don't see how.
I don't know.
Number 2, the white man remains the conventional vessel by which true religion is maintained.
The conventional vampire. What?
I am the vessel by which true religion is maintained.
Well, you were once.
Bow before me. I am God of the ants. Fear me as I step on them.
And I'm God of emptiness.
Yes. And the god of drugs. I'm also the god of drugs.
I was the god of music for a while.
I am the vessel by which true religion is maintained.
Kill them!
I like
the
it.
prophecy of Genesis 9:27 concerning the descendants of Japheth, confirmed throughout the history of the church, is once again manifesting itself in the United States today. So, okay. What? Descendants from people who died out ages ago. So they're.
I'm not going to question it.
I don't care. Understanding this conventional truth has implications for the way we ought to approach re-Christianizing the West.
Oh yes, I'll make a great Christian.
You realize that Sunday, for some reason, my mom flipped through all the damn channels that had a televangelist on. And it's been like that for ages. Since before I was born, we had televangelists.
Yeah, it was my grandmother.
Radio evangelists before there was television. And we've had
grandmother
evangelists since forever.
Every Sunday would make us watch televangelists on TV. Yeah, I remember that.
But evangelism is something new now because apparently you haven't seen it because you spend all your life online.
I got to watch them all.
The side of online where like the evangelists are. I
got to watch them all. Jerry Falwell, Pat Robertson.
I'm subscribed
to Roberts' kid who his wife has been caught with underage kids in sports cars late at night.
I mean, literally, I'm subscribed to this one Black Baptist just because I need divergent opinions. Here go, here's this Black Baptist that's all 100% pro-Trump. Fine, I'll listen to that. That's great shit. Sometimes he makes sense, other times, whew. But, it's a divergent opinion. I kind of need that.
But see, I don't need that because I just listen to the voices in my head. They argue a lot.
Evangelism of the white pagan is key to the restoration of Christendom. Only then will the other races follow suit.
I really don't think the white pagan will listen to you, but hey.
You really think paganism's that huge of a thing? Guess what? It's not.
No, it's not.
In Europe, it's a lot bigger, and in fact, some countries have actually recognized like actual paganism as legitimate religions. In North America, it's mostly like it's either Nazis or teenagers.
Doral resident shouting anti-Trump rhetoric shot in police firefight at Trump National Resort.
Oops.
An armed man shouting rhetoric against President Donald Trump fired a handgun inside the Trump National Doral Golf Resort. Didn't work out for him protesting that way, I don't think.
But hey.
And what authorities describe as a type of ambush attack before he was arrested.
Well, there you go.
He was stopped by 5 police officers who shot at his legs. They kneecapped him to death. Bam, 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 bam.
Yeah, except he didn't die, but
Yeah. The golf club in Miami-Dade County is owned by Trump's privately held company. The president wasn't there during the 1:30 a.m., 1:30 in the morning. And
Well, yeah, because
you picked
we're
a
not.
great time to do it. No one's there.
Yeah, right.
In a big place like that, no one.
Yeah, it's called a
So
bloodbath.
you
You
couldn't
don't know how to
kill.
do it right.
Yeah, you couldn't do a bloodbath right. Arrested was Jonathan Audie, 42, a Doral resident who was hospitalized and was in good condition on Friday afternoon. Kneecap to shit, though. The only other reported injury was to a Doral police officer who may have a broken wrist. Did you try letting your pistol go full auto, sir? I hope so. A police chief said officers were called after Audie pointed the handgun at staff and began shouting. Miami-Dade Police Director Juan Perez said Audie apparently wanted to engage our police officers, some type of ambush type attack, trying to lure our police officers. I need to get me an armed one. You can't just shoot innocent people. Need to do it armed. At least he went for the challenge.
Challenge.
An officer from the Miami-Dade Police and the 4 officers from Doral Police raced to the hotel at Northwest 36th Street, and all 5 exchanged gunfire with Audie. In plotting the alleged ambush, Perez said he did succeed and he did lose.
Well, better to have tried and lost than to have not tried at all.
I win, but I lost.
I win, but I lost. I lost, but I won.
Eric Trump, the president's son and executive vice president of the Trump Organization, tweeted early Friday a huge thank you to the incredible men and women of the departments, adding, "Every day they keep our community safe."
Safe from like nothing, but hey.
The police agencies trained together, and Perez credited that collaboration with a prompt end to that threat. Hotel employees and guests were able to get away, and no one was hurt, police said. If not for the heroic efforts of the police officers that responded here today at 1:30 in the morning when no one's around, this individual would have caused a lot of harm.
That's a shame that he didn't do that.
And he was not able to do that. The police officers who fired their weapons were not identified. Audie's intentions, beyond wanting to start a gunfight, were not known, Perez said.
I'm bored. I think I'll go start a gunfight.
Ray Sharon, a criminal defense attorney and former chief of state prosecutor, said she is representing Audie, but it was too early to say much. I don't have all the facts. I don't know what could have precipitated the event, and I don't know what was happening during the event. We're investigating and should have a clearer picture by sometime next week.
So, bugger off.
Before the shooting began, Audie removed an American flag from a pole near the complex, brought it into the hotel lobby, and draped it over a counter. Blah.
County.
Yeah,
That's a big-ass American flag.
Dude, you're Americanized. 9 tons of crack a day.
You're Americanized. It's my butt. USA.
Audie began to yell out anti-Trump rhetoric. What Audie said was not yet known. He also set off the fire alarm in efforts to cause further confusion. As he did that, he waited for our police officers.
Come on, hurry. I'm waiting.
I need a challenge. Gotta shoot him. Oh, God, my kneecaps. I should have done this more intelligently, seek cover.
I should have done this in a video
game. How
game.
to do this.
Yeah, seat cover.
He did begin to shoot inside the lobby, which prompted calls and curiosity from some of the people in the lobby. They were met with an individual with a handgun who pointed it at them and proceeded to fire into the roof and chandeliers of the hotel.
Kill, death, die. Kill, death, die.
He waited for police officers in the front lobby to engage them. Because remember, cops are Trump. Our officers came up, engaged in practice protocol and training, immediately went in and neutralized them.
I neutralized him permanently. You blew off his head.
I know, it was great. I was aiming for his legs. I mean, he was standing on his hands.
No, he wasn't. Oops. Oh my God.
The incident was recorded on video that Perez said would not be released right away. Aww. I just want to hear the Trump fucker. Bang,
Yes.
bang, bang, bang.
Bang, 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 bang.
Television news recorded the conscious suspect handcuffed and barefoot on a gurney as Miami-Dade Fire Rescue wheeled him into Kendall Regional Medical Center in Miami. Audie received multiple wounds to his legs from the gunfire. Court records in Miami-Dade and Broward counties show no felonies or arrests for Audie, but he did have a record of misdemeanor traffic offenses. Well, that's nothing. That's a great warning sign, you know.
Murder, arson, and jaywalking.
Yep. David Jiminian. Yes, that's the name of my religion. You are now Jiminians.
Oh God, no. I don't want to be a Jiminian.
Jiminian.
Yeah, said he lives in Cordoba Phase 2, the same complex. Wow, is that ever swank? That, dear God, his apartment's nice. Oh, fuck. Wow. I wish I had that kind of money.
Mm.
The same complex where Audie resides. Crime scene tape marked off the driveway to the community, and police cars were parked outside.
Okay.
Jiminian said that he'd seen Audie entering and leaving his garage, but has never spoken with him. He also said Audie drove a new tan Jeep Renegade. Oh, it's the Jeep Renegade that did it.
Jeep what?
Jeep Renegade.
Oh, Jeep Renegade. That's meh.
It's pretty crazy, Jiminian said. It's scary that it's so close to home. Jiminian added that he had never once noticed anti-Trump bumper stickers on Audie's SUV.
Well, there you go.
That thing. He never saw the anti-Trump thing. There was no sign. He just went and said, blah, 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 fuck Trump, blah, blah, blah.
That's normal.
Outside of Audie's apartment, Luis David Gonzalez was bringing his gym buddy breakfast, unaware that he was in custody of causing mayhem at the resort. He's a regular guy, Gonzalez said about his friend of more than a decade. I'm surprised he did that. Asked if Audie was angry about the president, the government, or talked about weapons, he said no. Why he should have opinions about Trump, Gonzalez said. He's the president of the United States. He's the right guy for the job. We just talk about the gym. That's it.
That sounds like some really boring conversation.
That Trump's the right guy.
I could talk about the gym for maybe about 2 minutes and then just get bored of him. But fuck, if all they do is talk about Jim,
yeah, talk about me constantly.
I had to.
The two men work out 7 days a week at LA Fitness. Audie was born in South Africa and grew up in Argentina, where his family lives, according to Gonzalez. He got me in shape, Gonzalez said about Audie. He described his friend as an entertainer and a dancer, but would not say where he performed.
Dancer, male stripper.
Mm-hmm. Audie didn't want to go to the gym Thursday and stayed home with his dog Bobo. Gonzalez said Friday he was checking up on him and brought him eggs and coffee.
All eggs and coffee.
Yesterday he was feeling bad, Gonzalez said, declining to elaborate further. He told me he was feeling bad, that it wasn't that's what he told me, but I never thought he was going to do something like that. Basically, I cannot discuss what's wrong with him. I'm just his friend. Yeah. The Florida Department of Law Enforcement will investigate the shootings by officers, which is a standard practice. Miami-Dade police, along with the U.S. Secret Service and the FBI, are investigating Audie's motives and whether his actions are connected to any federal investigations. Probably
It's
not.
connected to the space pub.
Yep. Bring us a Dickhausen. Perez said that so far the incident was not considered an act of terrorism. He just wanted to shoot at cops.
I just want to shoot at cops. That's all. What? Man can't
I'm
shoot
feeling
cops.
bad today. You know what would really cheer me up?
I thought
Killing
this.
a couple cops. Let's go to Trump Tower and get them to come after me.
That sounds like something we'd write in a cartoon or something.
Yeah, a really poorly written cartoon.
That sounds like fucking like Jim the Homicidal Maniac or something.
Investigators were preparing a search warrant to go into Audie's Dorrell's home. They had to make sure there was no booby traps in his residence or car and briefly removed other residents from their homes for their safety.
Well,
I mean, that actually makes sense because you never know when there's a tripwire and the whole place goes ablaze because he didn't want anyone finding the evidence.
Let's see. I'm not really feeling well today. Got sort of a headache, really kind of tired, just kind of want to stay in bed. I can stay in bed or I could go out and kill a couple cops. Let's go out and kill a couple cops.
Yeah. That's about the size of it. Fuck.
Brutal, man. Brutal.
And this will really get their attention. Blah, 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 blah. Fuck Trump. Blah, blah, blah. Bang, bang. Fuck Trump. Blah, 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 blah. Trump's the man for the job.
I don't know if he's the right man for the job. I think I would be the right man for the job. Vote for me and I will murder you all.
Dun, 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 dun. Hey, he's honest.
It's like the like just picture me and that robot that Richard Nixon had in Futurama. Just destroying everything on the way to the White House.
Doral Mayor Juan Carlos Bermudez praised Perez and Doral Police Chief for having their departments trained together. This response was seamless. Luckily, no employees and none of the individuals staying at the hotel had any injuries of any kind. I also want to send out our regards to our police officer who has injured his wrist and is recuperating.
I broke my wrist. As soon as they recover, I'm going to go and beat some people.
We are a very safe community, so normally I don't have to do this very often.
Yay.
The golf resort, previously known as the Doral Resort and Spa, was purchased by the Trump Organization in 2012. Its signature course is known as the Blue Monster. Just sounds like a cock.
The Blue Mon. That's what Valorous has after he fucks too many whores.
Yeah. Oh, I can't walk.
But I got them all with the voices. Oh God.
Yeah. And then just spread across town.
Yes.
The resort has an expensive clubhouse and spa, and is among the largest hotels in the Miami suburb, and is about 8 miles from Miami International Airport. Its website describes it as an 800-acre resort with 643 guest rooms, more than 100,000 square feet of event space, and 4 golf courses.
Sounds like something really fucking posh.
Yeah. Almost as posh as that guy's apartment that did the shooting. Almost. That thing just looked immaculate.
Yay, where's my room is full of energy drink cans.
The toilet's about to fall through the floor.
Well, hopefully it does that live on air. I want to hear that.
Yes. In June 2016, the PGA Tour announced that the prestigious World Championship that had been held there since 2007 would relocate to Mexico. Oh, that was the reason for the shooting. They moved my golf away.
Yeah. Could you imagine actually going somewhere to watch golf being played?
The announcement infuriated the then candidate Trump, who called the move to the Mexico a sad day for Miami, the United States, in the name of golf. Apparently not bad enough for you to stop, but hey.
Yeah.
Trump said in a Fox News interview with Sean Hannity, "I hope they have kidnapping insurance." That's something like we would say right there. I hope they have kidnapping insurance. But I think he meant it in another way than we would.
Yeah.
PGA Tour Commissioner Tim Fincham said that the move had nothing to do with politics or finances, only finances. Cadillac did not renew its title sponsorship of the event, and another sponsor that wanted to be at Doral could not be found. That's probably what happened.
Yeah, and so yeah, I mean that's how business works.
Yeah, you can't do everything for the cheap. Especially, dear God, the president owns this.
It is interesting.
You know that's going to cause a cost to go up.
It is interesting that Cadillac sponsors golf or whatever, because Cadillac is an old people's car brand. Although they have tried to take steps to eliminate that with sports cars and shit. But the only person I ever knew who watched golf was my grandfather.
Atheists will have no excuse.
Okay. What? You have no excuse for what? I don't know. You'll just have no excuse.
There is a class of the argument of God's existence that depend entirely on your thoughts. Question: if God has not revealed himself to you, then you're not going to think about God.
God revealed himself to me.
But if God does reveal himself to you, then you are, and then you will choose.
Dog revealed himself to me. He was a golden retriever.
The one that interests us is Joseph de Macero's no excuse argument. Okay. It is less known than Saint Anselm's ontological argument is worth a few moments puzzling over. You have some idea, even as an atheist, about who God is.
Me.
Yes, it is me.
Fuck off.
God is a being in which none greater can be imagined.
Me.
I am the center of the universe.
I am the cube.
That is, it is impossible to think of a being greater than Jim.
Me.
Fuck you.
Well, I say Danamon's greater than you.
But, I was just literally telling somebody how to fend off female rapists. So
Welcome to random.
Oh, that's your group, man. That's your group.
Beings that exist in reality are greater than those that exist only in the mind.
That's not fucking true. The slime girl we created in Dungeons and Dragons is better than all of us.
Yes, she is totally cool.
And the best part is they made her a fucking like kick-ass fighter. I don't remember what stats they used, but like she's very flexible.
That's good. Slime girl wins.
Yes, slime girl does win.
Because existing itself is a good.
No, it's not. Have you ever back when these incel thing when we did the incel article, which Dana won? Thank your. Or, no, I'm sorry, not the incel article.
I had nothing to do with that.
The moral panics article. It's Dana one. Be thankful that you weren't involved in that one. I wanted to not exist.
Look, man, I might know a lot about incels, but that was only voluntarily. Jim found the shit and Jim put it on the show. I didn't want to be there, except that he requested me to be so.
I was mistaken. I actually meant the moral panics article story. 5 hours of that.
It was great. It hurt our heads so much that we wanted to cease existence.
Yes.
Oh, I love talking about incels, but that's primarily because I just don't understand how you can be in that situation.
The panics thing was we started talking about the whole entire satanic panic from the 80s.
Oh God, yes.
They dug up actual the actual pamphlet they were training in schools how to spot a Satanist. Then we went on tangent showing you, well, how's this different from our current moral panic that everyone's a fucking Nazi?
Yep.
Even me.
Oh, okay. Can we go so far to say that 2010's Nazi is the same as 1980s Satanist?
Well, yes, except for the fact that I also get shit for being a Satanist. Like, people think I sacrifice babies and dogs.
Yes.
Well, hell, if they think that, then all power to you, man.
I don't sacrifice dogs.
But we cannot think of a greater being than Jim. Therefore,
yes, we
Jim
can.
Exists.
Jose and me. But then again, Jose is greater than me, but she's also greater than you.
Piss off, I am Jim.
Yes, and you're scum.
Everybody agrees with the first step of the argument, and there seems to be no real controversy. What?
I'm sorry. Oh, totally unrelated.
You have some idea, even as an atheist, about who God is.
Hey.
What if you don't? It's just a figment of your imagination. That's what atheists say.
No, I mean, but what there's, everyone's heard the Bible stories and shit.
Yeah, most of them.
I like the ones with the raping and pillaging. Yes.
Okay. I have to say this. Primarily, it's just because the person that did this to me is an asshole. But Ricky, you won.
Okay.
And there seems to be no real controversy in the second and third steps. No greater being than God could be imagined. But I just did that. I am greater, for I am God. Now,
I am God. Jim is not God to me.
Beings that exist in reality are greater than those that only exist in the mind. We disproved that with Slime Girl.
Slime Girl. She didn't even have a name. She's just Slime Girl.
Well, so she needs a name.
It's step 4 that makes us think of some sleight of hand has been pulled.
I'm trying to convince Jenny to enter into a relationship with Slime Girl just to picture those two fucking.
Its true existence is a good. And it seems to be true that we can't think of any being greater than Jim.
Slime Girl.
So So we can't think of a being who actually exists greater than Jim.
Slime girl.
So it must be
Who she will exist. We will fucking create her.
Well, can I be her?
it must be this being about whom none greater
do you
can
mind?
exist, must Jim self.
Shush.
So we're
Wait,
going to turn you into
Elliot.
slime.
Shush, Elliot. Jim, what are you talking about?
I don't.
God.
Shut up, Elliot. Jim, explain how somebody could become a better person than you.
By being me.
By being me. And then having money.
Either way.
Or hookers. Hookers,
It
yes.
doesn't matter. Just explain.
Being a hooker. There we go.
Big hookers better big Jim?
I don't know, maybe.
Oh.
The day you understand his theology is the day you go
I
insane.
am not going to be that pimp, Elliot. That is your job.
No, thank you. I am greater than Jim, for I can read complicated names.
Yeah, Jim does not need a fucking pimp. We all know this. Come on, Jim, give us a thing here. Come on.
Jim's a whore, not a pimp.
The argument seems to conjure God's existence out of our thoughts or even hopes. Have you heard the atheist arguments? That's what they say.
I'm hoping that slime girl will murder you brutally. Then all of a sudden, oh my god, what's that coming out of the computer? Oh my god!
It's hard to escape the notion that circularity or flaw is buried somewhere, but it's tough to finger. It wasn't.
Yes, whatever.
But not impossible. St. Thomas Aquinas said that since we cannot know the full nature of God, it is thus not possible for us to absolutely think of a being which is none greater than can be imagined.
Me or slime girl.
Rectal orifice, which secretes slime girls every day.
Isn't that the dude that basically took himself away from all of society? Became an ascetic?
Away from all of society.
He became an ascetic.
I believe so.
I can't say for sure, I don't remember, but if he did become an ascetic, then his whole thing about finding God was being away from people. How is that a bad thing?
I don't know. You should have told me we're getting into philosophy. I would have got my brain in gear.
This necessarily limited understanding of God is the reason Anselm's argument fails to be completely convincing.
No argument is convincing. You need fucking actual experience. I've experienced things that have led me to my conclusions, which, granted, evolve over time, but I'm just saying I have experienced actual occult things. The funny thing is, people ask me to explain, how the hell do you explain demonic things when they're so much unlike what people think they are? I mean, it wasn't like, oh, this horde guy came at me. It was really opaque and obscure, and most people wouldn't realize that.
That sounds like a lucid dream.
No, no, because if we were fully awakened. But how do you explain that to someone who will not get it? Like Scott, I can't explain it to Scott because I know you won't get it. So.
I love all expressions of religious belief. I don't have any kind of judgment regardless. I just recognize parallels between things. That's all. Now, with the demonic stuff, I have been told by people that the ghosts don't exist. But I've seen ghosts, so what the fuck, yo?
I think ghosts exist on planes we can't fucking comprehend. Jim has sort of some things that I agree with, although he's retarded. But one of the things he's, Ghosts and demons and things like that operate on levels that we cannot comprehend
Yeah,
because they're not in this world. They are
we
alien
very
to this
we very rarely get something that we can actually say, I did that, I was there, I saw that, etc.
because
I can't even tell you if I actually saw a ghost. I can say that I thought I saw a ghost because I did.
I know people who are quote unquote possessed by demons.
Oh, that's great.
And what that means is basically they become basically what they really want to be. If they're hiding in some fucking, they'll become a lot more bold, but they're still themselves. It's still their same personality. It's hard to describe to someone who thinks that possessed by demons means you're masturbating with the crucifix saying your mother sucks cocks in hell. It's really fucking complicated. One day I will actually do a Swine Brothers thing about demonology and shit.
Yeah. We can't know all about the nature of Jim's ball sweat.
Oh God.
We are, after all, limited creatures, but we can know some of God's nature.
Mm.
Which is my ball sweat now.
I thought you were a prophet, not God.
No, you're the blind
No,
prophet.
listen.
No,
listen.
the Christian.
J- Elliot, listen. Has Jesus not become only the prophet and also the God of the Christian culture?
Well, look. Okay, you guys are totally misinformed here, because Jesus was born
Oh yes,
on
I see
August
what
29th, 1956.
I see what people say.
Baby Jesus Christ was born, an
I
alien
see what
told.
people say. The point is that we're looking at actually what pop culture says
He
about what
was born.
everybody thinks happened.
I know what happened. Jesus Christ, Alan, was born on August 29th, 1956,
Was he?
and died June 28th, 1993. Jim,
Yeah.
you know what I'm talking about.
Yes.
That was his birth name, Jesus Christ Allen.
Uh-huh. What does that imply? Demastri said it led to another argument of God's existence.
God is dead. Dead. Hallelujah. God is dead.
Joseph de Maistre was a Catholic reactionary chased from France after Napoleon came to power.
God. See, I like Napoleon. He was so moderate. He declared Christian the official religion of many French people.
And not because he was a friend to the French Revolution, nor was he keen on the then fresh scientific materialism of Francis Bacon.
Bacon.
Yeah, I love Francis Bacon.
Which Demostre perceived would lead to rampant atheism.
Dun, dun, dun.
Francis Bacon thought salt crystals would kill him. That's why he stopped eating salt. Ice crystals, excuse me.
Well, fuck him.
He was an idiot compared to our times. So.
Yeah, but he made damn good bacon. That's why they named the food after him, because he made good bacon. I don't know. I'm so tired. Shut up.
Bacon didn't think much of Anselm. Bacon thought it was absurd to claim that men have found by reason the existence of a being which they cannot form any idea.
Slime girl.
There are many times that I could not perceive any concept of the cheeseburger in front of me, but I knew it was the cheeseburger in front of me.
Was a reflection of my cheeseburger staring back at me.
Demastri countered to maintain that we have no idea about God because we cannot have a perfect idea, and that it is absolutely the same thing not to know what he is or if he is not only blasphemy against God himself, it is also blasphemy against good sense.
What if God's a chief? What if it's actually Jenny who's God? Yes.
Have you watched Dogma?
Many, many moons ago.
No.
You need to. Jim. Point is, though, is that Kevin Smith wrote this weird-ass fucking story, and I think you'd like it because I think there's a shit demon in there somewhere. Jim would probably like that part.
Okay.
Shit, demons.
God was basically a woman in a coma, and the argument was whether or not they should pull the plug.
Mm.
I think you might like that story.
That movie. I forgot the name of it.
Yeah. Yeah. You would. I think you would like that. In general, though,
I did see it then, yes. I just forgot the name of it.
letting God go in that situation was better than letting it linger.
Mm.
Shit, demon.
Also, the shit demon.
That's step 1 of demonstrative proof. Step 2 is the truism of 4 simultaneous days. Inform nothing of what does not exist.
Okay.
To affirm is greater than to state.
I state that I affirm that you're right.
Yes. Thus we can affirm facts about horses, but we can only make statements about unicorns.
Unicorns? I got high and saw a unicorn once. Then I realized it was actually a muskrat.
There's no way to affirm anything about unicorns because they do not exist.
They exist if you take enough acid.
Mm-hmm.
They exist if you're a virgin.
What?
I don't know. That's a big long folklore thing. Unicorns can always be found by a virgin as long as they go into the woods. Actually sit down and be all like,
Well, there
"Oh,
are
poor
real
me."
life unicorns, deers with only one horn or whatever, but not horses with one horn. Just deers.
Well, I can tell you this much. I can tell you almost every male I've ever met has been a unicorn because they've had one horn.
And then they were
Or
impaled.
lower horn.
I rather prefer to be impaled by unicorns.
Yay.
Well, come to California. Never mind.
Now the man who says, I have no idea of God, contradicts himself without knowing it. What?
Who is God?
For it is precisely as if he said that he has an idea of which he has no idea.
Yeah, okay.
That's a lot of drugs you're assuming there.
Yes, a lot of drugs.
Or just mistaken belief. God.
The very fool who says God is not affirms that he has an idea of him, for no mind can deny an unknown existence.
Okay, so you're telling me that if I don't believe in something, then
it has to exist.
No, I don't know what I'm talking about. That's what they're saying.
The act of not believing means you know what it is. If you don't know what something is, it's not that you don't believe in it.
They're trying to trump atheists. They're trying to trump atheists right then and there. They're trying to say, look, you don't believe in it, and that's okay. But because you don't believe in it, you don't know what's out there.
Well,
they're assuming
you don't believe in it.
They're assuming that atheists don't know what is out there, therefore they don't believe in it.
Well, what they're also saying is that the fact that you don't believe in it, or the fact that you deny it, you know that it exists. You know what it is, and so you should believe in it.
But you refuse to do so.
Yes, that's what they're getting at. God.
To deny God is to deny something. Oh, yes, I do agree. A lot of atheists say they deny the idea, not.
This is complicated.
I'm going to kill him.
No.
What, Jim?
Yes.
That's my job. Shut up.
Yes, ma'am.
Mastery needs only one more step. How could a man receive a new truth if did not carry within him an inheritor truth?
Anally.
Dun dun dun. It came out my ass.
No, they're literally saying that God is all over, and it doesn't matter whether or not you're pagan or not, you absolutely believe in it. I love that. That's absolutely fucking wonderful. I love that. No,
God
it totally makes sense. It makes
God
sense.
created this thing, and we must kill him.
No, it makes sense. Okay, you think about it. Okay, why was the Christian religion so prevalent
Yes,
back in the?
basically, it's promoting pantheism. It just doesn't know it yet.
This right here tells you exactly why humanity strove to make Christianity 100% because they were brainwashed. They were told, "Hey, even if these people don't believe in God, they still do. They just don't know it yet."
For simultaneous days.
Exactly.
An innate rule by which he judges the other. Any teaching, human or divine, is a revelation, a revealing of Jim's balls.
Oh, God.
I've seen them. They're nothing to be afraid of. Wait, what?
As a slapping across thy face.
I support Danamond here.
We must have inbuilt, even if flawed, sense of which arguments work and which not. You haven't seen the helicopter gendered crowd, have you?
I have seen Jim's balls, and I can tell you so much. Okay, look, regardless of what I said, they are absolutely awesome specimens. So, very large. Like them. Not a problem.
Like I said, it's like a car wreck. It's revolting when I can't turn away.
Oh, come on, man. Religion and sex go way hand in hand.
Yeah, that's the way it is.
You don't even know what I was referring to. I was just referring in general.
Go with it.
To deny that is to affirm. Okay. We affirm it by denying it. I deny the fact that I have $1 million.
No, because you don't know, because it's not a fact.
Jim,
You have
$1 million.
Basically, what they're saying is, if you deny the existence of God, you affirm that you know what God is.
The sense must be of divine origin.
God, that's so dumb. Just because I disbelieve in something.
Dumb. Where the hell did you get this?
No, just because I disbelieve in something makes it real. How is that not dumb?
I believe in Slime Girl. That means she's real or not? I don't.
No, disbelieve, not believe.
I disbelieve in Slime Girl. Therefore, she will appear to me.
Yes. That is
well,
how.
The problem is here is that Ellie, you know that woman is completely fictional.
Oh my God! So what's coming out of my computer screen?
This sense must be of divine origin. The mastery, of course, does not say, but this sense could not be biological in origin and simultaneously trustworthy. I shall spitteth my seed inside thy coveted orifices.
Biological things.
Are we supposed to believe that because somebody is biological that God is real?
I guess that purely biological things can't be trustworthy.
Yeah, biological things cannot be trustworthy.
Well, fuck nature then.
You fuck nature.
Yeah, nothing in nature exists, therefore fuck it.
Oh, okay. Flat Earther is starting to make so much sense now.
Yes, it is. You could never know if your genes were lying to you.
No, just everything out there.
No, wait. You know how your genes can lie to you? If you pull them on and, wow, these genes are tight. Fucking lying to me, man.
Well, I know. I had that problem about last week. Oh, no, I'm just saying. I got fat. But...
I'm fat. I like being fat.
No, I got fatter, I should say. Now, as far as this whole disbelieving crap, if I look outside and the shit that I planted in my yard on purpose isn't growing, then is that real?
This is an incredibly outdated argument.
God speaks to all men by the idea of himself that he has placed in us by this idea that would be impossible if it did not come from him.
This is literally the oldest argument in the book.
This idea came from me.
Good God, run fast, people.
Run fast. He says it to us. It is I, the Jim.
It is I,
You are
the
called atheist.
insufferable
Reply.
bastard.
How could this be Jim, since you do not exist? See, I am a voice in your head, Elliot.
No, the argument here is mostly,
Is Danimon the voice in my head then?
no, I'm not.
I don't know about that.
I'm pretty sure I am a person. I
What if
physically.
Jim's voice? Wait. But stop. If Jim's voice in my head,
If Jim
and
is a
you
voice
can
in your head,
hear him,
Jim is also a voice in my head. Think about that.
shared schizophrenia. No one else can hear him except for us two.
Guess we're
It's shared.
special.
It's
And the
shared
entire time
schizophrenia.
I'm reading articles, it's
Oh
just
goddamn!
Just
That
dead
makes-
air.
Is Jim Satan?
No, he can never be Satan. Sorry,
For I am
Oh.
all.
because I actually respect Satan.
No.
The
Oh,
magistrate concludes this is why they will be inexcusable. Purge them with pitchforks and torches. They are inexcusable.
Oh, who has a pitchfork anymore? Come on.
I like pitchforks.
Nobody owns a pitchfork anymore.
Mike,
I
you had a
got one
pitchfork.
right out here, right in the fucking barn here. I got pitchfork.
I'm not talking about you, Jim.
Yeah, well, yeah, you don't count as a
Yeah,
fucking
of course,
person.
I'm the voice in the head. How can I own anything?
I'm just saying, I don't own a pitchfork. Elliot, do you?
Puke did, yes.
Do you own a pitchfork, though? Personally.
If I had the money, yes, I would.
It's not much. It's only like $15.
Yeah, it's not very expensive.
Yes, but I basically
I just bought a new shovel
But
and
knowing your luck, you'd leave it up somewhere, it would fall down, then you'd trip, fall on it, and impale yourself, saying, God, why? And now I'm crippled. I didn't even kill myself. I just crippled myself. Why? Why?
How does he know my luck so well?
Elliot, if it makes you feel any better, I could kill Jim. I have a rake. I have a hoe. I have several shovels.
Jim is a hoe.
And fertile earth.
Well, I'm just saying, I could beat his head. I could beat his head in with so many things.
If anyone's a hoe, it's Jim.
Ho, 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 ho. Sucks to be God. I know.
You ain't golfer.
Shut up, Jim.
Yeah, shut up, Jim.
This, of course, echoes St. Paul. For the invisible things of him from the creation of the world are clearly seen, being understood by the things that are made, his eternal power also and divinity, so that they are inexcusable.
Okay, why do we assume that God cares? Like, at all?
The Church of God, the
Because it would be so much more comforting if he did.
No, honestly, okay, this is something that I found that I looked at when I read the Bible, right? God's always talking about, see what I've done and do so, and he makes all these big grandiose gestures like, I don't know, Abraham and Isaac.
Mm-hmm.
He wants somebody to see he's there.
I don't know.
No, seriously,
Like
he
an
wants somebody to say,
attention-seeking toddler. That's
Yeah.
it. God's a
Yeah.
toddler.
he wants
Okay,
somebody
here,
to
here,
know
here,
that he's
here.
done something.
Are we there yet? Are we there yet? Are we there yet?
No, I don't have a problem. I don't have a problem with Christianity, but all of the things that you see in the Bible are basically just God saying, "Hey, look at me, look at me, look at me," and that just what? Why?
Because, yeah.
He's totally insecure.
Yeah. God needs prayer badly. God is about to die.
Yes.
Send him 100,000 or he'll die.
Blue warrior needs food. This bumps against St. Thomas's other rebuttal of Anselm.
Blue warrior, is that a metaphor for your penis?
No.
It's an old school RPG reference.
I know what it is.
That's about it.
I was being a
No
dick.
one can mentally admit the opposite of what is self-evident, as the philosopher states concerning the first principles of demonstration. But the opposite of the proposition God is can be mentally admitted. The fool said in his heart, there is no God. Therefore, because it's in Psalms 53:2, therefore that God exists is not self-evident.
I am too fucking sober for this.
You know what I would like to see? I would like to see us go super, super duper liberal and block everything God related and just go completely 100% out of all we have done.
See,
I think that would
I
be
would
fun.
object to that because I have spiritual
Oh,
beliefs.
yes, but I think it would be fun.
Yeah, but then cities would be on fire because we'd have to burn them.
Everything would be on fire. Come on, man.
I am firmly on the left hand path.
We do want to see things on fire. That'd be great.
Yes, but because I set them on fire.
That we cannot go. That we cannot know God does not exist, given that we have some idea of God, is self-evident.
Oh, please kill me.
We don't know if he doesn't exist, therefore he does. It's just the inverse article.
Yeah.
A fool can always reject the truth.
The truth is, Danimon, please kill Jim.
I'm trying, but he's really, really structurally enhanced.
He's structurally sound, you're saying.
Yes.
I'm a fat bastard.
I keep offering him food and he just won't take it. Gosh.
Well, fucking break his back.
Have you seen Jim? No, you haven't. But I'm sorry, Elliot. No, the point is that literally I cannot break Jim's back. It just isn't physically possible. I'm sorry.
I could. I weigh probably about 300 pounds.
Poison is my best fucking bet. Come on, man. I'm trying.
Hit him a couple times, he'll fucking knock over. He's probably brutal.
I guess I better go find a sledgehammer then, because
I want to be your sledgehammer. I always thought that song was about taking a sledgehammer to someone's face. I didn't know it was a love song.
Wait, how is that not a love song?
I have a rake. Does that count? I can hit him with a rake.
Hit him in the head really hard, so either he'll die or he'll like, welcome to Swine Brothers. Here's Jim.
Okay. Okay, but you need to give me like the best excuse ever for actually hitting him with rake. I have to go down into my yard. That's 10 steps.
So you hit him really hard with the rake. And here's Jim from Swine Brothers. He's even more articulate than normal.
Oh God, how am I gonna actually argue him down into my fucking yard though? How do I get him down there?
Out of mere stubbornness or petulance. Nothing else.
This is primarily the reason why I don't murder people, is because I don't have a reason for getting them where I want to murder them.
I got candy.
Yeah, that won't work with Jim.
Even so, it's hard to escape the notion that Demastri, besides his excellent point about partial knowledge, assumed what he sought to prove here in the step where he asserted our reason must be God-given. This is surely true, but there might be a way to bring C.S. Lewis's famous argument against biological confirmations of reason to support Demastri at his weak point.
Santa Claus evolved from Santa God, God evolved from Santa or something. I don't know.
Hey, if it makes you feel better, my daughter literally understands that the Easter Bunny doesn't exist. You know how she came about this? She saw that the Easter Bunny left his gifts inside the pantry. So she came to the conclusion the Easter Bunny doesn't exist, and she has been fighting me about this. She's like,
By
"It doesn't
his
exist. That's not a thing. Come on, man."
by his gift, do you mean rabbit shit?
Oh, we left stuffed animals and stuff inside the pantry.
I
And
prefer
she
mine.
sat there and she told me, I don't believe in the Easter Bunny. I said, why? And she goes, because I know he wasn't real. Because he put his stuff there. She did that without any of us telling her.
I
She's a
never
smart
believed in the
cookie.
first place.
No, she's a smart cookie. She understood.
I
She
prefer my
knew.
joke about rabbit shit.
Her point is, though, is that my kid, like I said, she literally understood that things weren't what they seemed. And I like that about her. She's a good kid.
Things aren't always what they seem, though. I mean, I sometimes seem sane.
Scientists bring a severed brain back to life.
Really?
Just think of any of the brains we encountered reading tonight or throughout the fucking course of Swine Brothers being brought back to life.
Think of my brain
Jim,
being
please
brought
send me
back to
that.
life.
Please send me that article. I would like
I
to read it.
posted that years ago or months ago.
Mm-hmm.
I'll send it to you.
Has science gone too far? That's the question some experts are asking after Yale University researchers announced that they have successfully reanimated a pig's brain, which had been severed from its body.
Severed from its body.
Yale researchers say they have reanimated the decapitated brain of a pig. Scientists were able to keep the brains active for up to 36 hours. The research is raising ethical questions about restoring consciousness after death.
I don't want to be restored after death.
No, when I go to the chaotic good afterlife, pretty sure that's where I'm going. Then you motherfuckers better not try to revive me because absolutely the answer is no.
That said, I'm reviving you.
I'm just gonna go chaotic neutral.
I don't. I can't go chaotic neutral. I'm too evil for that.
Yes, but evil is something. Good is something. I want nothing but chaos.
Well, but you won't get because chaos is evil. So there.
Evil has structure. Chaos is chaos.
Not my kind of evil. But that's a debate for another day.
Yale neurologist Seston revealed the breakthrough during a meeting at the National Institutes of Health.
And also part of the satanic thing is to have chaos. We first must have order.
His team reportedly experimented on over 100 pig brains obtained from a slaughterhouse and restored their circulation using a system of pumps, heaters, and artificial blood. The researchers said they managed to reactivate the brains for up to 36 hours. Yes, put my brain inside that robot with the laser beam eyes going.
No.
But people will be screaming and on fire.
Yes, but you have to pay me. Before I do that, before you die, you must pay me, and the payment is a large pepperoni pizza.
Pizza. I just had pizza.
I want pizza.
It's at the extreme end of technical know-how, but not that different from preserving a kidney. Steve Heyman of the Broad Institute said via MIT Technology Review, it may come to the point that instead of people saying freeze my brain, they say hook me up and find me a body.
Right. The one I posted was about an ethics guy talking about how this will basically be a living hell because you're locked in, your brain is alive, but none of it's not attached to the body or anything. So you can't actually experience anything. You'd be trapped in basically a stasis with your own thoughts. which I'm thinking that's exactly what I want. I don't want these aliens. I just what I want is basically to go like be locked in there for 300 years, basically going like sort of like how the in Fallout New Vegas the think tank just kind of goes through their own thing and goes even more insane, and then they find a way to hook me up to a loudspeaker to hear the wisdom of the blind man. Blah, blah, blah. And my advice.
Elliot, have you seen the Book of Eli?
No. And my advice, because I've been locked in my own head for 300 years, is so insane, but I am the greatest thinker who ever lived. So they'll take my advice, even as insane as it is.
You see, this is what they're talking about here. You take your brain and put it in someone else. Say, like, some 13-year-old chick who, like, is brain dead and they're only keeping her alive on tubes. So they put your brain in her body, and that way her parents are happy because their kid's back. Meanwhile, it's you. Think of the havoc.
I sort of like
knowing everything I do about how men act, because I am a man, how much I could abuse shit starting at the age of 13 as a girl.
Yeah, I sort of like my idea a little bit. Just think about it. You've spent
I know
300
that's
years.
the as a thought thing, but you know.
Yes. Yes, I'm. Yes,
I just sit here and think, you know, what kind of havoc would I create?
Yeah.
Because I know so much shit, and I could play so many people against each other if I had the cooter. And I wouldn't even have to give it up. Just promise it.
Yeah.
No, you have to wait to sleep your way to the top. That's what I would do.
I prefer my thing. It's a little more wider in scope. I like things that are wide in scope, like my ass.
Or your vagina?
I don't have a vagina.
If you did.
I don't. Well, I hate guys, so it'd probably be a lesbian.
There we go. That's the ticket.
But I understand. I'm just saying. I always think big picture. So I'm just thinking, he was the wisest human, and we were able to preserve his brain. What is your advice? Nukes for everyone. But better do it. The brain has spoken.
The ability to preserve a pig's brain without its body is leaving many fellow scholars terrified at the thought of the procedure being used on humans. With absolutely no contact to external reality, it might just be a living hell. Nottingham Trent ethics and philosophy lecture argued via the Telegraph, Benjamin Curtis.
God, like I said, he is the world's greatest thinker. He died too young. We were able to preserve his brain, and we finally have the technology to ask and get questions. Meanwhile, I've been soaking in my own juices for 300 years, going around in circles and getting ever more demented because I have no concept of what's going on around me until they hook me up to the loudspeaker. What are your salt?
Oh my God! Can you imagine Elliot's brain hooked up to a loudspeaker set sometime in the future?
300 years after, like I said.
Come on.
And I've had no external contact, so it's not like I've ever basically my madness has just kind of taken hold and nukes for everyone. Better do what he says.
Okay, well, masturbate with cheese graters. It'll be fun.
Masturbate with cheese graters and wood chippers.
Wood chippers for strippers, yeah. And you get the music and shit going on. Like, what the hell is he singing?
Have you guys noticed that you have consistently portrayed yourself as anti-dictatorialship? But at the same
anti-dictatorial.
But at the same time, you guys are like, if I were in that situation.
I'm not I'm not anti-dictatorial. I'm anti-others dictating me. I wouldn't mind dictating other people.
Yes.
Just saying.
To end up a disembodied human brain may well be to suffer a fate worse than death.
I think I read a couple of stories about that, actually.
I am getting so many ideas right now.
Right?
I think
I read an Anne McCaffrey story about that bullshit.
I am getting so many ideas for stories right now.
The techniques, even to a researcher, sound pretty ghoulish. So it is very, very important that there should be a public discussion about this.
No. When I die, I want my brain to be severed and kept alive for as long as possible. And I also want a death cult that thinks of me as the greatest thinker.
Yes.
So, like I said, I literally have like no concept of what's going on in the world
But
right
after
now.
300 years, would you actually think that you would even be capable of forming a coherent thought?
Well, that's the thing, though. Is no matter what I do or say, people are going to say, he is the greatest thinker. He operates on levels we cannot understand.
Or he's a heretic. We should burn him at the stake. Oh, God bless him.
Well, no, because that's the whole point of keeping my brain alive is that I am the greatest thinker who operates on levels that no one can understand. So the fact that I've been around for 300 years, swimming around it without any concept of time or space, I am unable to form coherent thought. So I'm saying,
now, somehow grant you immunity from humanity thinking you're fucking weird and want to burn you at the stake.
Yes, because they think I'm God.
No.
That's basically what I'm saying, is that's why they would.
The process would likely work on any species, not just pigs. Brain-preserving technology could help doctors test experimental cancer and Alzheimer medications too dangerous to be used on a living person. So the living hell of being completely disconnected from everything, then you're being injected with experimental drugs. Too dangerous for living people.
And that's why I can't form any coherent thoughts. So that's why they found me out, and all I could think of is snow globes. Snow globes.
My balls, my testicle balls.
He wants people to worship testicles.
Aye, Captain, drop them drawers.
Ooh, wait. Can I inspect? Oh, sorry. I have to be a horn dog occasionally.
Yes, you do. It's fun.
Death.
Play with knives.
Death to all who are Jim. We must kill everyone named Jim. Elliot has spoken.
I get to be a horn dog because I'm dating Jim. Come on, have you seen him?
No. And I don't want to see him.
Okay.
I still love you, Jim.
I'm just scared now.
I expect so much better.
The mystery about what death really means and what level of consciousness would remain inside a severed brain has Seston's colleagues questioning if such a test on a human would ever be attempted. The whole question of death is a gray zone. We need to remember that the isolated brain is not the same as other organs, and we need to treat it with the same level of respect we give to an animal.
God, like I said, I'm just... You have no idea what this is doing to my, creative thing.
Oh, wasn't there a person who was trying to give a whole head transplant to some paralyzed guy way back in, 2016?
I believe so, yes.
I know, I want to write a short story. But there has to be a reason for this. Post-apocalyptic wasteland, I guess. I don't know.
Sodomite.
Yeah.
That's it for today.
Okay.
We've tortured ourselves enough.
Yes, but now I'm happy because now I have thoughts of the prophet being resurrected, but he's completely insane.
I could argue a whole bunch of other things, but not
This
worth
has
the
been the
effort.
Swine Brothers Show, episode 149 for May the 23rd/24th. Oddly enough, it was only the 23rd on my end. It's been the 24th for them all the time. 2018. There's a lot of twos in there. You can email the show at cosmicgodsdie@gmail.com. Facebook is Swine Brothers and Twitter is SwineBro666. Or Dana Mundy, token female. For Jim, the token whatever the fuck Jim is. I'm Elliot, your token host. Good night.
Stakeholders began to work immediately on swift solutions for fecal almonds.